he's a 10, but has felony charges.
I think there's plenty of
There's
fish in the
forgiveness.
sea.
Oh.
You're picking someone to spend the rest of your life. If you're willing to talk about other people behind your back, it's pretty clear that they're willing to talk about you behind your back.
I just don't want to engage in that type of conversation for my own heart's sake.
I was told this too. It's not gossiping if it's true.
I do the silent treatment.
It would be an improvement if I did the silent treatment.
We need to meet in the middle.
I'm more of like, let me tell you something.
Welcome back to Always...
Are you start doing the unplanned one? Are you okay?
You do it first.
Are you okay?
No.
Ready to keep that in there?
Try it again. Cut.
1,
Pray.
2, 3. Welcome back to Always Here. I'm your host, Abby Howard.
And Abby Howard.
Sorry, we're Abby's pregnancy wheeze is continuing. It's continued.
Oh,
You just
seriously.
watch that clip?
I was cracking up.
I was
watched
in
it?
One Stop, like this protein shop place, and I was like laughing at myself. And these guys are probably like, also,
Oh, she's crazy.
I just bought a protein shake, and the guy that was like, there's 2 employees, and the other guy working there was talking about, he's like, oh, is he a 2009 kid too? Talking about hockey. Him and this like very successful hockey player, both born in 2009, if you wanted to feel old today.
And how old were they? Oh my gosh.
What-
20. Wait, it's not 2029.
17.
17.
Is that not
That is
bonkers?
kind of weird.
2009.
I don't feel like people were born in those years.
No.
And if they were, they're children.
Here's my marker. How old my little brother is.
Right.
Anyone anyone younger than him, infant.
What year was Blake born?
2001.
2001. Mm-hmm. Were
I'm
you
like-
2000?
No, 2001 as well. The very beginning, though.
Oh
So
my
in case anyone
gosh.
wanted to feel a little bit more seasoned today, that was me. I was like,
It's happening.
I had to hold myself back from saying, you were born in 2009?
And you're talking in full sentences?
You're an employed person?
Yeah, we're aging.
I just felt like I needed
happening.
to, I don't know.
Can you imagine if we worked in a corporate workspace? How old we would feel? I just feel like when you work corporate, you're like around so many younger people and they're always coming up. And like, I feel like I always see those TikTok jokes of them being like the millennial versus.
I'm used to being like the youngest, I felt like.
Uh-huh.
Everywhere, like in the circles, I was like the youngest. And now it's just not necessarily the case anymore.
I remember in school when we
good,
were
though.
talked about like the millennial generation, the upcoming generation. And now millennials are old. And it's, Gen
Not
Z,
old,
Gen Alpha.
just more experienced.
Yeah, we're just out of the range of people don't care about us anymore.
Like high schoolers, wow, that's far away.
We've been studied. They don't need to study us anymore. They figured us
We've
out.
been studied.
Well, how are you doing?
I am good.
Good. Yeah? Should we do our hopes and our hearts?
Let's do it.
Okay, you want to go first?
Okay, well, my hope was obviously our Always Here event.
Yay!
We did a workout together, and I just kept talking Matt's ear off afterwards.
Yeah.
Because so many things. First of all, I don't really have I done a live event ever, basically? Like
No.
twice maybe, max. And it was really, really, really cool.
It was.
And here's my favorite part. Well, first of all, getting to meet you guys was so cool because I felt a weird sense of pride in the fact that these are the people that are attracted to our podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I felt proud of you guys for myself.
Yeah, you turn to me and you go, this says something about us because these girls are all awesome.
They're all awesome. And I was like, wow, I'm using this to gas myself up.
Yeah,
because
literally.
you guys are so awesome.
Truly.
But it really is cool to just see, like, okay, the people that, like, enjoy our show, like, what kind of people are those? Because, like, we see your comments, we see your feedback, but, like, this was really cool.
Yeah, it was.
And secondly, I just kept thinking about how strong women are.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in that room, like, I know just from talking to you guys, because I really think we personally talked to every single person, which was really, really
yeah,
cool.
it was the best part.
Struggling with, people have come up to me talking about miscarriage, talking about, juggling, having multiples or on their first pregnancy, or having gotten a bad diagnosis, dealt with cancer, like now single and like having trouble, like so many stages of life.
Yeah.
Yet we all showed up and sweat together and did some really impressive things with our bodies together. And like, it was just so cool. Like,
was.
I can't even, it was so humbling too, just like hearing you guys talk about like, oh yeah, I started listening to this podcast, and I share with my mom, I share with my sister-in-law, my sister, my friends. We all listen every week, which is so special. But then also people that have like tuned in for years. Like one sweet lady that came brought her hoodie from when Matt and I first did merch back in Springfield.
Oh my god!
And she's like, I just wanted to show you, and that was
so cool.
So Springfield, Missouri, I haven't lived there for like 6 years.
Yeah.
So that was just super cool. And I feel like that also just made us like immediate friends with you guys.
Totally.
And also, sorry, I'm stealing the mic.
No,
way too
I mean,
much.
I love it. Keep
the
going.
third best element about that was also like, you guys were becoming friends with each other. And because we were like, I mean, we all are different, but then also have this same shared, like, I don't know, general interest. Yeah. And life state or whatever it may be. And people were like sharing contacts and we're like, oh yeah, we're going to hang out and like get our kids together. And it was just so cool.
Yeah.
Last thing, I swear to goodness, is that I love that we were doing it alongside you. I feel like I've always been very hesitant about like live events, and I hope this doesn't come across as any certain way. This is just genuinely how I feel. No, I don't like situations where it feels like I already feel like posting online puts me on a certain pedestal, but like doing a live event where I'm like, I don't know, like on a stage, come to meet me, come to talk to me, like, and let me, I don't know, like watch me. Like
take
I feel like this was able to be like,
for sure.
Look at you. Like, I don't know. And so, like, the fact that we were able to work out together and do an activity together and, like, all as friends and equals was also just, like, perfect format, in my opinion.
Yeah, so, totally.
Oh, wow. I'm talking way too much.
No, I agree with all those things. I think it made it feel so extra worth it hearing that girls connected with each other, because I felt like a common comment that girls made to me was like, I'm so grateful that you guys are that you started this podcast and actually are trying to like form community, especially for like young moms, newly married women, like these seasons of life that are transitional and can feel lonely. Like, it's been really comforting to me that you guys have started this podcast and I feel seen in a lot of ways. And so then now you guys doing this live event, and it's like it is a local event, and so these girls all do live relatively close, and so there is just like that element of like, we're trying to make our big city feel smaller. And it just made me want to do it in other cities.
I think that's what's so humbling about it too, though, is that, like, because of this podcast, it's becoming so much bigger than just us.
Right.
Because of, like, what you guys were able to do and, like, build upon, like, this community. And I will shout out, some people did fly in for this event, which was crazy and such an honor, too.
So amazing.
That was just, like, I feel like I've always been, like, kind of a Debbie Downer at the thought of, like, doing live events. But this really flipped my coin.
Oh yeah!
Is that a phrase? I'm just gonna
flip my coin.
I flip my coin.
I like it. We'll make it a thing.
I don't know what that means. Don't say that. People might be like, inappropriate.
No. But I agree. It was really fun, and I think I had the nerves too of like, I don't want this to just be like an about us thing. Like, and I think it did feel like we were meeting you guys, not necessarily like you were coming to meet us. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I felt like that. I was like, I want to meet all these girls and talk to them and just be, I don't know, get to know them.
Do you want to tell them that you had nervous diarrhea before the
event? I had such bad nervous diarrhea.
Hey, we bonded over that.
So did Addie. So.
Yeah, we did too. I did too. It's okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we were bonding over the fact that we both
it.
had some issues in the morning before. But
well, I have pregnancy constipation, so don't take that as...
My energy was so chaotic. I was just doing high kicks and acting so erratic. I just like couldn't calm it down. I showed Caleb a video, because I got it on video actually of me doing. I did 4 high kicks in a row, just like by myself in the corner, like,
you're gonna pull something.
I haven't done a high kick in years.
That's so funny.
It was goofy.
No, I think it shows that even we like had the setup and we put the donuts and the drinks outside and we had the balloons and all things. We didn't think that people were gonna stand in a line to say hi to you guys. Like, that was epic, but it just shows that like that wasn't how we thought it was gonna go, because we're like, you want to meet the community and hang out, and so it was fun. Shout out to the moms. They were running the drinks and the donuts and the treats afterwards, and so they came inside and went down the line and gave everyone treats, which was so sweet.
So cute.
I do actually have to call out our moms for a minute.
They did so much.
Yeah, they helped out so much, but then
I have to call out your mom.
Go ahead.
Your parent, both your moms. Okay, teaser. The moms are going to come on the podcast.
I know.
My mom warned me about
this. That's what I was going to say.
Did you know that they told me they needed to talk to me at the gym this morning. They sat me down. I said, I don't know what authority you think I have. They said, Addie, you have all of the authority. I said,
What were their list of
Here are our
demands?
demands.
Oh gosh. Wait a minute. Let's preface this by saying we invited our moms on the podcast.
Yeah.
For a Mother's Day episode.
Right.
And maybe we're regretting it.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? Like drinks and food you want on set? What are these demands?
No, hair and makeup.
Oh.
My gosh.
Good lighting.
Well,
And I was like, well, we're in a studio. So
they think we're ugly?
And
What's going on?
And she said, if you would like more, we will give those demands as well.
They want us to pay for their hair and makeup?
Yeah. I said,
Ladies.
Abby will do your hair and makeup.
Yeah, I'm like, Abby's talented.
I did her makeup for my wedding. She
That's
thinks
why
it needs to be better than
No,
that.
Lori did say, oh yeah, Abby could do it. So Lori did say you could do it.
Okay.
But,
Well, that actually isn't even what I was going to say.
oh,
So,
tell us more.
next thing. You guys, we are literally going to regret this so bad.
Oh
my God. So then, the other thing is that we get a text from our friend Ashley.
Yeah.
And she's like, no way, I just was at Anthropology and I ran into both your moms trying on new clothes for the podcast. They're getting a whole new wardrobe.
I love it.
I'm like, do you understand? I'm wearing sweats.
I was like, you know what, Mom, just get pants. We're gonna be sitting low. We're gonna be sitting real low.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, our new chairs.
Our new chairs. So get some pants. That's what I told her.
This is just so wild.
I know they're like, I'm like, wow, we better come prepared
Who
for
would
you,
have
ladies.
thought that they would be the guests that show the most diva behavior?
Of course.
Yes.
I know. Honestly, when we said Mother's episode, I was like, uh-oh, here we go. No, just kidding.
Here's the thing. I only knew that my mom was going to do it because your mom was going to do it.
Oh, my mom was
Yeah.
going to pressure her to do it for sure.
My mom was like, well, wait a minute. And I was like, well, Mom, Ruth's already in. So, and then Ruth didn't know anything about it, but we just knew she'd
that
be
was
in.
the problem. She's like, Ruth said you never told her. And we're like, we haven't had a chance.
We knew she was in the can, okay? She was going to do
I love
it.
it. Our chain of command of communication is so funny. Sometimes my mom hears things from Laura and she'll be like, did you know that Matt and Abby were going to be in Hawaii for a couple weeks? I was like, no, but I'm sure they were going to tell me eventually. And she was like, well, Lori told me it's going to be a couple weeks. And I'm like, I know they're going to tell me.
It's actually not
and
even a
I'm
couple
sure
of
my
weeks.
mom is telling your mom stuff. Like they're always like telling us the things that they know behind the scenes that we're talking about in our homes and then relaying the information to each other. I'm like, it was going to get to me. I'm not like... It's always happy like
This is
that.
why we need a reality TV show.
We need a reality
yeah, we
TV
do.
show.
Honestly, we do.
Like, I could hear your mom's in the dressing room and I have to apologize.
That's so crazy.
I mean, going back to the event, our moms were such a huge help.
Yes.
Hannah on our team, she was
Hannah,
an
the
amazing help. She
best.
did
Love
all the
you,
content,
Hannah.
like organized so well, was just so on top of things. Addie, you did an amazing job planning and setting
It
up.
was fun.
Seriously.
Just being
It was so
Sam, was the trainer,
Yes,
she wrote an
we
incredible
rushed it.
workout. Yeah,
Yes.
and just kept the energy so high. And Amanda, who did the balloons from Cactus Blossom Balloons, she did such a good job.
And
told me that
Element
she
and
got-
Unreal for sending us drinks
yes.
and
Unreal
snacks for
and
everyone.
Element. I mean,
Appreciate
they
that.
made the day.
Delicious.
Amanda?
Amanda said she got several inquiries after the event, which made me really happy.
Good.
good.
She's so
check out
That was so
Creative.
fun going to the gym on Monday and the stuff was still. I was like, should we
I
take
felt
another picture?
embarrassed.
CJ ran up to it and was like, balloons, my balloons. Like he recognized it.
Oh,
from
really?
Always Here. Yeah.
Our friend
know.
Randy, who works in the daycare, her kids also went and started to pose next to it because they're like, they just know there's a backdrop. That's where they go for a picture.
Smileable.
They're used to it.
Cute.
Really good. Spread the word. No, just kidding.
Tell your friends.
Tell
your
your friends
friend-
about
always
Always Here. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, whenever anyone says I'm always here, I'm like,
Me too.
are you saying that? Oh, no. Okay, they're just
just
saying
kidding. You
that.
don't know it. Can I just say something that's been on my heart?
Yeah.
I feel a little weird about always homies.
You don't like it.
Because I just feel like it feels so masculine. I never say it because I'm like, what's up, homie? It feels so just, it's like funny. But I feel like
I'm really glad you
honeys-
got that off your chest.
I know,
You're
but
the
I
one who
feel
came up with it.
No, Caleb was. Listen, I can't take credit.
Oh.
I just brought it to the table.
Okay.
And everyone loved it. But then I'm like, is always honey? Like, always honeys feels a little bit more.
here's the
Like,
thing
I
is
would
if
call people
we're the always
honeys.
honeys, there's a conflict of interest there.
My mom's honey, and there's no other honeys.
Shoot. So keep it homies.
Even when I call my kids honey, they're like, I'm not honey.
I was like, oh, Lori's going to take too much credit if we do it the always honeys.
Okay. We can keep it homies.
But
I need to start
does anyone
saying
have
it.
another H name?
We could go back to the workshop with this. It's not like there's only two.
We can workshop it.
Workshop it. Leave it in the comments.
Okay.
I really feel like you just unburdened yourself.
I did. I've honestly, it's been keeping
You saw it on the
me
Instagram
up.
and you were like, no.
I lay my head on the pillow and I'm like, oh, I
How am
want
I
to
gonna break
change
it to
always
them?
homies so bad, but people love it,
How am I
And
gonna break it?
but I was like, but I never say it because it just feels unnatural.
Oh my god.
These are the things that haunt me.
These are the things. Man, life is hard.
Life is just so hard.
Wait, did you have a hard this week?
I did have a hard. Well, I'll do my heart and then my hope. My heart
Oh,
is that
no,
I had
okay, go ahead.
I had a different hope.
Sorry.
I guess I can make my hope and my heart the same thing.
No, don't do that.
Well, my heart was that I had some mom guilt yesterday. I kind of talked to you about this. I had some mom guilt last night, which is so funny that we just talked all about mom guilt and then I went and experienced, like, felt it. And it was all the things that we talked about, like, oh, these lies in my head. I don't hold my baby enough. And, oh, gosh, I've just been feeling a lot of distraction during the day, specifically yesterday. I just felt really distracted during the day. And then at night, I just felt so guilty about it. Like, I was constantly like, CJ wanted to play, and my answer was always, sorry, but I got to finish this before I do that. And it's not just like work, it was just all things, house, work, getting out the door, schedule, cooking. Like, it was just everything. And I just felt like very distracted. I felt a lot of guilt last night. So that was kind of hard. But my hope, and this is kind of or did you want to share your heart?
That's okay. Go ahead.
My hope is that last week I kind of shared that my heart was, had some health things going on behind the scenes, and I had found a lump in my breast. I think it was like 2 Sundays ago, and I waited kind of a week and a half. You gave me some sunflower lecithin. We just kind of assumed it was a clogged duct, but it wasn't going away when I was pumping and doing all those things. So I booked an appointment with my OB because I probably just need to go get this checked out. It's not going away. It's not changing. And she was like, I want you to go get some imaging done. And I didn't really feel that nervous about it until I went in for the appointment. And then, you get there and you're kind of like, oh, this could be an appointment that kind of changes your life. You start having those thoughts. And I'm really, really like fortunate and super blessed and grateful to say that it's nothing serious. The lump is still there, but did you know they don't really do mammograms anymore? They do like ultrasound imaging.
Yeah.
They still have mammograms, but I did ultrasound imaging. It was really easy, painless. But they didn't see it on the ultrasound, which I was confused about because you can feel it. And 2 different people went and scanned it, and they're like, we just see breast tissue. So I don't know what it is. Maybe it is just like a hormonal cyst or something, but they said I don't have to worry about it and just to keep my eye on it.
If they did a mammogram too, they probably wouldn't see it either then?
Yeah, I don't think so because I don't think the mammograms... I could be wrong about this, but the ultrasound imaging is like better, apparently.
Interesting.
And I showed them exactly where it was, and they put the thing right on it. And I can feel the lump on the top, like it's close to the skin. So it's not like they would have to go far to find it. And yeah, so I don't know. That was like good news. I felt very relieved after that appointment.
Is this an inappropriate time to tell the story about my armpit?
No, you should tell it.
Okay.
Because this was the first time I had experienced anything like that. But I know that you had gone through something similar.
Yes. When I was pregnant with my first, I had, specifically in my left armpit, like, it's funny to talk about, but it's not funny.
I know why it's funny.
It's just so humbling. So anyway, so this is, let's just first start with the moral of the story.
Right.
If you are concerned about something,
You need to go get it looked
go
at.
get it checked.
Yeah.
Especially as a female, especially with like breasts, anything with that, just
You need
let's
to
just
go
get it
checked
taken
out.
care of.
Yeah.
Obviously, this was easy for me because I was already having routine OB appointments. And I was like, hey, they're like, you have any other concerns? I was like, well, my left armpit is kind of feeling like there's like a lump, kind of big. Like, they were like, oh, let me see. It's probably nothing. She feels it and she's like, oh, okay. Like, she looked
Not the tone changed.
She wasn't like, this is serious, but she was like, I do want to refer you to somebody. Like, this feels more than just like, when you're pregnant, the armpits get puffy, like everything. She's like, this feels more, and especially because it was uneven. And so I go, and it was actually like I had to go really far. It was actually specifically like a cancer area of a hospital. And they put me in this whole robe, and I'm with other patients, and I was by myself. And then that was the kind of the moment too. I was like, oh wow. Like, I had just gone through the motions, and it wasn't like I was going to worst case scenario or anything, but I was like, okay, I'm glad we're doing this. Go in, and this guy, I'm not even kidding, he was like the same age as me, and he was a guy. He's like, okay, he has an ultrasound machine, probably like, which one? I'm like,
Which movie?
this third one over here. And the problem is those gowns, you gotta untie it.
Open the whole thing.
So it's just my left boob is out.
Yeah, right.
And my left armpit boob is out.
Why was it a guy?
We called it the pity. Armpit. So inappropriate. Anyway, so then I like get my armpit out, and he's like doing the ultrasound, and then they're like, he like leaves. No word from him. And I didn't really want to talk to him. If
You're
I'm
like, I don't
totally
have any
honest, I
questions.
was like, kind of like, okay, I'm going to just let him leave. So then I'm waiting a long time. The doctor comes in and she's like, okay. She's like, there's no need to be concerned. Do you know, like, cats? Like, cats, how they have nipples all up and down their body? And I'm like, I think I know what you're talking about.
Maybe.
And she's like, okay, so humans are just like that. We have mammary glands all up our body, but only 2 are exposed, our nipples.
Whoa.
So milk, I had so much milk.
This was when you were pregnant.
This is when no baby had been born.
Yeah.
There's no need for this much milk, even when the baby is born. Had traveled up to my top mammary gland, which is in your armpit.
Wow.
It's a little science lesson. I don't have an exposed nipple there, but some people do. I know that has happened.
Yeah.
Some people have sent me videos of this when they hear my story. I'm like, that sounds even worse in a way. It's just an armpit. There's nothing there. No way for it to come out, which is actually a downside. She's like, so what seems to have happened is that mammary gland got filled with milk as well.
Wow.
And nothing to be alarmed about.
Well, great news, but also weird news.
So did you end up pumping? Or how far along were
Oh,
you at
heck
this point?
no. I was terrified of that.
Yeah.
And so
That was
I
with
just...
Griffin.
That was with Griffin. And
You just
so,
sweat it out? What do you do?
I just dealt with it, just lived with it, and it kind of was uncomfortable. And I got it with my second pregnancy, and I didn't even bring it up to the doctor. I was like, I know what this is.
It's my mammary gland.
It's my pity. No, but it's fine. My left side is way overproducer still. So that's the side that started leaking already. But all this to say, we can't be embarrassed about these things. It's our
No,
bodies. It's
totally.
it's being a woman. But I think the more we share about these things, people don't want to talk about them, maybe less concern.
Yeah. For sure.
So yeah, I have also had an ultrasound at a breast area, just a little north of it. It
Totally.
was crazy.
It is crazy.
My heart is that, gosh, I just feel like because we keep randomly getting I think I have a sinus infection again or something. And I think that this is kind of putting my capacity at just so diminished that it's also then now affected my marriage to the sense where I'm just like, I'm sorry, I have no compartment for you right now. So then we're kind of just getting into roommate mode. It's not like we're at each other's throats or anything, but I'm just like, oh, you're here.
Yeah.
What do you need from me? I got nothing right now. And so by the nighttime, he's like, do you want to do something? Watch a show? I don't know. I kind of just feel like we haven't connected in a while. I'm like, I just really want to go to bed.
I know.
So then I just keep going to bed, and I feel so lame.
Oh, I'm
I'm just so
sorry.
tired. It's fine, which is so ironic because I'm feeling my hope just literally last week because I had so much energy, but leave it to freaking sinus infection.
You know what? That illness will bring you down.
And I can't sleep. That's the other thing too.
Right.
Anyway,
That's why you're
no
feeling
big deal.
tapped. It's just your body's just
No big deal.
trying to heal.
It's that's how that shows that marriage has to be so active too because it's we hang out a lot, but then it's okay, if you don't do the marriage element, caring about connection and any type of intimacy, then you're just kind of oh, hi.
I know.
We share this house.
Totally.
That's so fun.
I know.
So it's
Totally.
it's quickly just derailed a little bit, but
For sure.
we're going to make that our priority for next week.
Thank you to SeatGeek for sponsoring this portion of today's episode.
Don't you guys love a good date night? Just getting out of the house, especially as a mom, you feel house trapped a lot of days.
For sure.
How are we going to get out of here? We'll never make it alive.
We'll never make it alive.
But that's why I'm a huge proponent of having fun plans on the calendar, and we often use SeatGeek for those super fun plans. We just used SeatGeek recently to go to Paw Patrol Live with the kiddos.
Oh, I bet they loved that.
Got amazing seats. It was a blast. Second year in a row, baby. It's a tradition now. If you don't know what SeatGeek is, they have over 35 million downloads. It's a #1 rated ticketing app.
There are so many artists going on tour right now. Demi Lovato, Ariana Grande, Alex Warren, and Noah Kahan. Many more. Plus, the U.S. is hosting the World Cup this year.
So whether it's for a concert, upcoming comedy event, they even have musical theater tickets on there, kids shows, sporting events, or more. SeatGeek's got everything. Definitely check them out. My favorite thing about SeatGeek, by the way, is that they make it really easy for users. They either have a red light, a yellow light, or a green light based on that seat on that specific evening at that specific event, if it's a good deal or not.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
I
like,
love
green
that.
light, good.
We
I
want
like
that.
it. Red, bad. It just makes it so easy.
We love the visual component.
So user
simple.
friendly. Concert season is about to kick off, you guys. And to make it even better, you can use code ALWAYSHERE for 10% off your SeatGeek tickets. That's 10% off tickets with promo code ALWAYSHERE.
I feel like when you're sick and you're pregnant, it's just like an extra.
Oh, I've also been
my
peeing my
gosh.
pants. That could also be my hard.
Okay, well, just be ready for the pelvic floor therapy comments.
Yeah, no, save your pelvic floor therapy comments.
We believe
I
in
did
it.
that,
We believe in it.
And I got violated. No, I told people this story. Wait, can I actually talk about this?
Please, yeah. I think
Last
I actually
story.
think you should bring awareness to this.
Last story. I believe in pelvic floor therapy, just not for myself. My symptoms have to be much worse than peeing myself for me to go back, because I did go because I was referred by a friend that I really trust and love, and she had a great experience. So I was like, what better referral can you get? It's at this person's house. I didn't know that till I'm driving.
Right.
Once again, who's going to tell me these things? I'm driving. I'm like, oh, this is a residential area. I get on this bed. Once again, pelvic floor therapy. What are you thinking? I'm thinking physical therapy.
Right.
We're going to do exercises. I get on this bed.
Is it there, like the bed in their house?
It's like a
sleeping bed?
massage bed in this other room of their house.
Oh, okay.
Door shut. Her kids are home.
Oh, okay.
It
Well,
was a woman. The lights are dimmed. She's like undressed from the waist down. I was like, wait a minute.
I thought you just said she was undressed from the waist down. I was like,
she was
whoa.
fully clothed. She was clothed. She's like undressed from the waist down. I'm just laying there. I'm like, okay, wait a minute.
what are we doing here?
Recalculating. What is pelvic floor therapy?
Yeah, I think it's good.
I signed up for this.
We should just know what it is.
And I already had booked multiple sessions. Really getting ahead of myself. And she like put her hands on her. And there was no exercises to be had. At the end, she was like, you can do this stretch, this thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could Google that. And then I just was like, she was just like touching in there and like telling me things. And I was like,
Wasn't prepared for this.
I wasn't prepared for
Yeah.
this. This wasn't what I wanted today. And so then I canceled the rest of my sessions, which is really hard for me to do because I just feel so
Yeah.
bad. And I literally was like, I don't care. This was so bad. I was like, I don't care if you can't refund this. I just won't be coming back. And she's like, are you like, she wanted feedback. And then I was just kind of like, I think it's just not for me.
Yeah. Ever since you told me that story, because I think we just hear all the time, like pelvic floor therapy, and it is a really good thing to go do. And I know a lot of friends that need to do it and have
Yes.
that amazing, like,
Yo, I have so many friends that love
healing
it.
from it. But I think I always warn them now. I'm like, hey, you know what it is, right?
They put their fingers in there.
Because no one tells you that. And then you go and you're like, wait, I didn't realize this was like a whole full exam down there. And I just don't think that's clear. I thought physical therapy too. I thought
She was like,
Yes.
one side is tighter than the other. I
Yeah.
was like, what?
yeah, they have to get in there and examine to see if you're too tired, too
I
loose,
need
like
it.
what your
I
problem
need pelvic
is.
floor therapy.
And it would probably be really beneficial just
I
know
need a
going
schedule.
in
Yeah,
that
I
they
did
will
know that.
examine
I also got a
you.
recommendation, and she did warn me. She's like, just so
See?
you know, she does it, but she's like, honestly, it's great.
Yeah, my friends that have done it that I go in mentally prepared are like,
Yeah.
perfect. That's
Yeah,
what
a little
I need.
prep. A prep would be
But you're
very.
not mentally
if you
prepared.
don't
and
know
it's like,
that,
wait a
that's
minute.
wild.
Is it normally at someone's house too?
I think
Depends.
they're
Yeah,
kind
if
of
they're
like
like a small
individually.
practice, yeah.
Like I know people that have a practice within a gym, like it's like a separate room in a gym. So I feel like it can kind of be wherever.
I think I'm just gonna let that happen after I'm done having kids, or
Yeah.
maybe I'll just pee my pants forever. Who knows? It's gonna happen anyway at some point.
Really? You pee your pants?
Old ladies, right?
Yeah, you're like either starts now or in 40 years.
Just kidding. I'll take care of it, just not now. Okay.
I love that.
Anyway, what's crazy happening?
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
Okay, I watched a documentary that I got really fired up about, and I'm hearing that maybe I was a little overzealous on. It's called The Plastic Detox on Netflix. And let me give you a crazy stat to tie this into. Wow, that's crazy. This is from ChatGPT, not from the documentary. Adults may ingest up to 121,000 microplastic particles per year through food, air, and water. They've been found in everything from seafood to table salt and even in human tissues like the colon and placenta. So my dad is super.
Say that stat again real quick. The amount, how much?
121,000 microplastic particles per
1,000.
year.
Okay.
What is that? I
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
looking up.
I have no idea what that means. It could be just a big scary number, and it means like the size of your pinky.
Keep talking,
Who
yeah.
knows?
Okay.
Okay. So everything when I watch a documentary, I always take things with a grain of salt. But I personally felt like this was a very interesting documentary because I feel like you hear the term microplastics a lot. It's like kind of a hot buzzword, but I never really knew what it was. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I use a cutting board and the shavings get in my food and that's bad for me. Makes sense. But I think I personally know 10 women under the age of 30 that have been diagnosed with cancer within the last 3 years. And I know a lot of women that have been diagnosed with different like autoimmune diseases and all this different stuff. And I'm like, wow, this is really crazy. And in my head, I think it's probably hundreds of different things in our environment. But I'm like, okay, what are just different things that I can learn about that could potentially maybe be a factor of some of these issues. So this came up on Netflix and I thought it was a very interesting documentary. You want me to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah.
Explain what it is? Okay. I didn't know if I was talking too much.
I've found the answer for you. It's about 5 to 7 grams.
Okay. That's a
So,
really good comparison because who
That's
knows
much
what.
better.
5 to 7 grams of plastic.
Like a credit card.
Okay.
It is 5 grams.
Okay. That's not as much as I thought it would be, honestly. I mean, it's still a lot of plastic to consume, but okay. So the documentary itself is an experiment. So half of the documentary is the scientist. What's her name? Susan?
No.
Sharon? It begins with an S.
What's the documentary?
Shauna, good memory. Yeah. Shauna is a scientist, and she has this question. She says, for people that have unexplained fertility, could a factor of this... Unexplained infertility could a factor that lead to this maybe in their environment. And so she thought, we know that microplastics are a thing. If we do an experiment where couples together clean out their environment, get rid of harsh chemicals and microplastics in their environment, could it potentially benefit their fertility? And which I think in itself is just like a good scientific question. The whole documentary was not about that. The other half of the documentary was just talking about microplastics and different ways that it has affected men and women throughout recent history.
Yeah.
So I felt like the documentary was hopeful. I didn't think I said the terms. It wasn't fear mongering, and then we could talk about it. Apparently it was. There were some things, but I feel like I always take things with a grain of salt, and I didn't feel like they were super blamey, and I didn't feel like it was hopeless.
Totally. I agree with that.
Okay. And I thought that was cool. Should I keep going? I'll talk a little bit more about the results, or you guys want to do you have any thoughts on that?
I don't have anything.
Okay. The conclusion of the result is that 50%, so 3 of the 6 couples they followed did end up getting pregnant during this, and they tracked the men's sperm count during this, which I actually thought it was interesting. It was male fertility and not women fertility. Yeah. The men's sperm count, and yeah, they saw significant increases in male sperm count in the 90 days that they did this, which I thought was super hopeful. I'm like, okay, if we change small amounts of things in our home, we can have big improvements on our health. That's what I thought. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Totally.
She even said you're not going to be perfect in eliminating all microplastics, but even just an improvement, they saw an improvement.
Right.
So I was like, that's kind of cool.
I feel like it's a very overwhelming thing, and they did address it. The fact of like avoiding plastic nowadays.
Right.
It's like,
you can't.
you literally, it's impossible.
Right.
But like talking about changes you can make to that made a profound, it seemed to. I think the thing that really convinced me too is that the women and the men in the study, their like markers. Now I think they were checking mostly for phthalates.
Yeah. And BPAs.
They went down in parallel, like together. So it wasn't like, it's a strong correlation, right? Like they're doing this, they're living in the same house, they're changing the same things. And so I feel like the only way to approach something like this for me, I was like, okay, like, and they did say this, like, implement one thing, and then once that becomes a habit, implement one other thing. Right. And like slowly doing that. I'm like, okay, that feels
doable.
That feels doable.
Right.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts?
I remembered some of my thoughts.
Okay, tell me.
I think one of the other factors that affected it is they were doing these changes to eliminate the amount of microplastics, right, that they were consuming, which meant they weren't going out to eat. They were eating more whole foods, things that weren't stored in those containers.
That's true.
True. That is a big change in their physical health, that what they're consuming as in like food.
Totally.
Like you can't control just plastics.
Yeah, you can't control just the plastics. And so that's where we were a little more hesitant of the like,
Plastics
are
are
great.
You are eating plastic.
Yeah.
It is. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not happening, but I think it's really hard to control that type of an experiment. I think it was also really short. They did say the men's sperm count, they
was a short
renewed their
70
days, and the study was only 90 days. So who knows if you did it for a full year, maybe every year every month they jump a little bit, or
or it goes back down.
Because
it did go down. If they would have ended the study at like
30 days
that
or
30-day
something?
mark or the midpoint.
Yep.
It went down before then. So I feel like there were a lot of things that I would love to see a longer study about it,
Sure.
but it didn't. I also lay on the fact that if you're struggling with infertility, do whatever you want to try and get pregnant. Absolutely. I think it is a joy to have kids and to be pregnant, and I have no problem with them doing that.
Yeah, I would say tread carefully if you are struggling with infertility, like watching it, because I think it is easy to kind of like
place personal blame. Which is it's not really like the
There's
goal.
not like any one factor usually that's causing these like bigger things, and I do think that they like obviously any documentary like that's their focus is focusing on one thing.
Right.
You're like you said, you're putting a lot of things on one, but it was really interesting. And I think the part that I was mostly interested in was the environmental impact, which they didn't talk about it a ton.
Yeah.
But like it was shocking for me to be like I think they said that 5% of the plastics that we recycle actually get recycled. And then they also made the point of like recycled plastic is still plastic. So we're like, okay, great. That's still also something that we're like now like more weary about reusing anyway as a material. And and then you're like, oh my gosh, this is such a big change, because they made the point too of like, unless like companies, they have to care about their bottom line. And unless it's made mandatory like by our FDA, then they're not gonna
be held to that responsibility.
They're not gonna change just because of human health, which is kind of sad, the reality.
Yeah, I actually appreciate it. I feel like it didn't blame like. I think obviously there are a lot of issues with like big corporations, some of the things that they make choices on, like something's wrong and they still do it because of a bottom line, which I understand sometimes, like the business side of things and then the human ethical side of things too. I feel like it's hard to always toe those lines perfectly. I appreciate that. I didn't feel like it was super blamey where it's like, I thought this was very interesting, and that the chemists that are making these products, they're like, hey, we're just doing our job as a chemist. We're creating things in the lab, but we're not taught how to look at the long-term effects of what we're creating. So sometimes they're creating something, they're like, this is amazing, but they don't know the long-term effects of it before it gets put into use. And so there's like this ethical question of that when it comes to like chemists. But I just thought that was really like interesting. I don't know. I just have never thought of that before.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's something that maybe they could change in the future.
Yeah. I feel like we have slowly done this as a household, like slowly made like changes as far as like my makeup and skincare, our kitchen, like food storage and utensils. Like I'm like, okay, and I'm now more inclined to like look at my cutting boards, look at my like utensils, and like think about heating things and any kind of plastic container. I think about Matt's frozen peas, man.
I know. I started doing them in glass bowls after a girl messaged me and was like, girl, don't microwave your veggies in the bag.
Think about that a lot. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm
good.
more inclined to make these small choices, but it is a big thing to think about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Interesting.
It's just like when they eliminated straws, like plastic straws. When you think about it, like there was that one thing that like we all latched onto to get rid of plastic straws, and it has helped with marine litter. But like in the global plastic community, it's really small.
It's a small
the impact
thing.
of it's had, But we did the same. We have glass Tupperware now, and think about the cutting boards a lot. The bigger things that you think about.
Anything you're gonna get hot, especially. I'm like, that's what I'll focus on.
Yeah. This is where I get sometimes stressed out as a consumer. Not stressed out, but I think there's like this little white flag that I raise. So I'm just like, hey, anything that I do, like every switch I make or change I make, I feel like 10 years from now we're gonna find out, oh, that's not actually good. Like they were even saying there's plastic lining in aluminum cans. So you're like, oh, I'm not going to get the plastic bottle. I'll get the aluminum can so I don't drink out of plastic. But then it's like your cans are lined with plastic.
Anything that could just move the needle a little bit.
I know. And so sometimes I'm like, okay, we can try to I think it's just like having the open hand to be like, I'm willing to make changes, but then also not putting so much stress or pressure on ourselves to be like, we have to be perfect or make these things, because honestly, we do just live in like a broken world, and every supply chain, like you can
I gotta share
I'm
a
gonna
couple
go
of
down
the
a
points
different
that
rant.
lost me. Don't touch receipts. I was like,
I know
right.
that one. I'm like, I'm gonna touch them.
They're like, please throw it away.
I know.
Which I'm like, fair. They have a high motivator if they
Yes.
think that this
Yeah.
is going to bring them a child.
When they're part of an experiment, like
Yeah.
they're trying to be
Yes.
as diligent as possible.
The other thing too, I'm like, I feel like it'd be very, very, very difficult and overwhelming to not have. I mean, more attainable, but still very difficult to not have plastics in your clothing, but also to have them not delivered in any plastic.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what I was gonna talk
I
about.
was like, this is really crazy to me.
Okay, when I worked in fashion, the supply chains are insane. And I remember,
It's probably in plastic a million different times.
a million different times. And even if you as a brand is like, hey, we're going to be really ethical sourcing of our fabrics and of our, we're only going to work at factories that are really good to their employees. Well, that one factory that your garments are sewed in might be doing those things. But then you have the factory that your zippers and your buttons and your fastenings are made in. You have where the fabrics are created, how the fibers are created, everything that's shipping in between. Like all these supply chains of every single product created are so crazy. And I think it's good that companies are trying to control what they can. But I think it's like,
That's a rabbit hole I can't even.
I know. I'm like, that's where I'm almost just like, we just got to do what we personally can do and not try to like, you know what I mean?
You'll drive yourself
There's going to be
mad.
brokenness in every area.
You're going to drive yourself crazy.
Yes. So I thought it was interesting to learn about.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting to watch. I think it's something I'm like, okay, I'll pay attention a little bit to this. My hope is not in it, but I think it's like good to know.
If you're gonna watch it, watch past the first 20 minutes.
The
I
first 20
texted
minutes are
Abigail
so
10 minutes
bad.
in. I said, "What is this?"
I don't know how I got past it. I know.
I didn't
agree.
think the first 20 minutes were any specifically
I was
bad.
like, this is a podunky, like not a good documentary.
Yes.
But then you get through it and
all
you're like,
the Joe Rogan.
I was just like, this is not going to be an unbiased or like good documentary.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was trying to listen to it in the car when I was driving the kids, and he was like, this generation has smaller balls and penises. And then I was like, I know that's
I'm gonna
what.
pause
You
it.
didn't wait. You listened to it. You didn't watch it.
I couldn't. There's just...
She has this baby.
That was hilarious.
It's a doll.
She's
measuring their
She's
anus.
measuring
Yeah.
She's in a coffee shop with this baby.
I thought that was
showing-
hilarious.
That was crazy. Blake kept getting caught on some of the videos they're using are clearly AI. Like just of like people working in a factory or different things. And Blake was just like, go back. That's AI. I'm like, it's a documentary
Probably.
at this point. It probably
Honestly.
is.
Everything has to be taken with a grain of salt. Like even some of the studies they talk about in that documentary, I'm like,
Yes.
were these peer reviewed? How were these
Yes.
studies? What was the sample size? Like every study that's mentioned in anything ever, you have to be like,
They could have
Okay, is that a real
stood, in my
study?
opinion, to narrow their focus a bit more.
Yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
But
My biggest thing was contribute versus cause. Like
correlation versus
yeah.
causation.
And so it's like that same thing
Yeah.
where it's like, I don't know. Like, could it contribute? Sure.
Maybe.
But did it cause this? I don't
Maybe
know.
we don't know.
I
agree.
know that Griffin Doggy tuned in for
The penis talk.
penis and balls.
Well, cut this out because I just want to say this. But Blake was like, that one guy came on screen that was like talking in Congress or whatever, and Blake's like, he's a fraud. And like showed me all these clips about like this guy's just not a reputable guy.
Oh, I didn't know which guy that
And
is.
so then they added him in there, and Blake's like,
Oh,
this
He's like,
I already know.
whole thing is-
Oh, it just threw the whole thing out.
Yeah.
I always worry about that when I talk about stuff like this. I'm like, I'm sure there was a character.
I'm like,
in
how
there
do
that
how do you
is
know
So
these people?
controversial.
Anyway,
Anyway, I'm a little crunchy, but that's it. It's okay.
you're not crunchy. I feel like you're
a
a little
little
hypochondriac.
I'm a little. I get it from my dad. Like my dad doesn't take any medication. He's like, it's good. You should take medication, but I won't. And that's how I am too.
Okay.
I'm like, you should take ibuprofen, but I'm not going to. Not
I'm
because I think
0%
anything of it. I'm
crunchy.
just like, no, I just don't need it. Like I don't think it's gonna cause any harm, but at the same time, I just don't want to take it. Isn't that goofy?
Well, that's not exactly what I was referring to either. I just feel
I
like
know.
you get a
That's
little
just
bit
in
worried
general.
about health stuff.
I do. I get that from my dad. He's a big hypochondriac.
But hey, it's good. I mean, it makes me take my health a little bit more seriously.
Come on, ladies, get it together. No, I'm just just kidding.
Wait, did you want to talk about Bieberchella? Because now we're really jumping from
No, but can I
plastics.
just say that my heart was broken into a million pieces and that I wasn't there. And I've never wanted to go to Coachella ever once in my life until this weekend.
Quick question: do they actually call it Bieberchella?
They were calling
Yeah.
it
Okay.
Bieberchella.
Because Haley and Justin are a little power couple at this Bieberchella.
Oh, yeah. She's
Her
got the
road
whole
pop
road
up. She had a
stuff.
whole like installation, and then he was there. And gosh, what a dream!
Did you see her post afterwards of all the like she went to all the not dress rehearsal. when
Oh,
they're
like
practicing.
his like mic checks.
Mic
whatever.
checks, yeah. And he's scrolling on YouTube in his set. It's all pre-planned.
Yes.
So you can see he's practicing in there.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, I did too. Like it was really his vision.
Yeah, he planned it all out. It wasn't
Yeah.
like he was being lazy.
No,
he had
totally.
it all planned, which is cool.
I thought it was really cool because he was discovered on YouTube. And so, did you know what his Coachella set was?
Matt told me he did something about YouTube.
Yeah, he literally sat on stage behind a laptop and had it casted on the screen behind him and was like pulling up his old videos and would just pull up some of his clips from his past songs
That's
and
sweet.
sing to him.
Someone was telling me it was because, or not someone was telling me, probably TikTok. That it
was
because
telling
he
me,
doesn't
yeah, they
own
tell
his
me all this.
catalog anymore.
No, he doesn't.
And so not to have to pay those people, he was streaming it on YouTube.
Oh,
So
that's
he was
really
doing
interesting.
karaoke to it.
Smart, honestly.
I don't know. That might not be real, but that's
Yeah,
what I heard.
there's a whole conspiracy theory behind that,
Yeah.
which I don't know if it's true, but
Yeah.
there is one. But he did sell it a couple years ago.
I feel so out of it.
I know. I really keep up with my Bieber news. Sorry, ladies.
No, I loved it. I was watching all the clips afterwards. I thought it was so cool, him singing all the old
Yeah,
songs.
I know. It was amazing. I wish I'd stayed up and watched it live on YouTube. I didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, I was a little sad about that. I tried finding it for a good long while, copywritten, and no one had it copywritten, which seems like incredible feat.
In this day and
that
age.
happened. I know. I was.
Is
I
he
mean,
only
you and your
doing
piracy.
I was really trying to pirate it.
Is he only doing one weekend?
No, 2.
So he's doing this weekend too?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Then stay up.
I gotta be honest,
Set
nothing
my
sounds
alarms.
worse than me than going to Coachella.
I know, but I wanted to go to
know.
this one.
It's
I
not
know.
something you could just like
It's things
stop
I don't
in.
like, camping and concerts.
No.
You don't have to camp,
Abby, the influencers
but-
aren't camping. Please, Abby, you would not
Abby,
be
you'd be in a
camping.
house.
You'd be
You'd
staying
be
in a
in a branded
mansion.
house.
Please.
Coachella has never called.
It's the brands
It's
that
the
have
brands
to
that
call
call.
you.
First of all, what the heck would I wear to that?
Well, hopefully they get the Abby Howards mixed up and they invite me instead if you don't want to go.
Just invite always here. We'll come. We'll come to Coachella. We'll do a live podcast.
What do you wear? That's a good question. Not much, I think.
Find a swimsuit or a
It's
bra.
like fairy
love
goddess
it.
is what I kept hearing.
Thank you to Cozy Earth for sponsoring this portion of today's episode.
Did you know Mother's Day is coming up?
Oh yeah.
Can I tell you something that you need to put on your list? The Cozy Earth robe, the luxe robe, and their slippers. I have been living in my robe and slippers. It's soft, it's luxurious. The quality is unbelievable. It is beautiful. Their robes are designed for quiet downtime and everyday comfort at home. They are available in plush, quilted, waffle, and stretch knit styles. I have the plush.
I have the
It's
plush too.
So dreamy.
This robe is heavy, you guys, in the best way.
Yeah.
And when I think about what moms want, honestly, it's like some of these like daily luxuries.
Yep.
That just make your life feel so much more elevated. It's a great Mother's Day gift, like Abby was saying. And the slippers have supportive footbeds designed for all-day comfort and are made of breathable materials.
They offer a 100-night sleep trial, so try them for yourself. Thoughtfully made for the women who give comfort all day, with softness that feels like care in return and becomes something she'll reach for again and again and again.
Made with the same quiet devotion she gives everyone else and backed by a warranty that reflects it, because the comfort she deserves should last just as long as her love does.
Let this Mother's Day be a reminder that she deserves care too. Discover how Cozy Earth turns everyday routines into moments of softness and ease. Head to CozyEarth.com and use our code Abby for an exclusive 20% off. And if you see a post-purchase survey, please be sure to mention you heard about Cozy Earth right here from Always Here. That's code Abby for an exclusive 20% off, because home starts with mom. Speaking of Coachella, I bet there were a lot of red flags at Coachella.
That was so smooth, Abigail.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Today we were talking about red flags.
Woo!
If you didn't catch that drift. So we're talking about dating red flags mostly. We'll also be a little, what's the word?
We'll be self-aware.
Self-aware. Our own personal red flags.
Yeah.
That our husbands just had to get over.
Yeah.
And also some about friendships too, because we know we have people in all stages of life, and also you always want to have friends.
Yeah, we do. We want friends, and we want friends that aren't big question marks.
Big question marks.
Big red flags over their heads.
We polled you guys on our Instagram. If you don't follow us there, it's Always Here Podcast Instagram. We were just curious about your personal red flags, because I feel like whenever I hear, like, sometimes I just need something to spark me, and then other people I'm like, oh, that's so true. And so you guys came up with some really good ones.
Yeah. Have you guys seen that game where it's like, he's a 10, but that's what we're doing?
Yep.
Okay. Abby, he's a 10, but he has more than one ex-wife. That's a red flag. That's a red flag.
Are you guys gonna rate him?
He's a 5. I think that's a big yellow flag.
That's actually a red flag, probably.
Okay, so 4.
More than one?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you could have one crazy thing happen.
that's
tough
true.
thing.
But 2?
2 is a pattern.
Okay, you're right.
There's a common thread
he's
there.
immediately a 3.
There's a common thread there.
Okay, I will just preface this by everyone saying I am an optimist and I give people the benefit of the doubt. Okay, he's a 10.
Abigail, you would never date someone that had 2 ex-wives.
Even one, maybe.
You're right. I wouldn't. Okay, he's a 1.
Fine. Decent guy.
You're right. He sounds like a keeper. Okay, he's a 10, but he speaks disrespectfully to his family. That's a 2.
No. He's a 10, but it's unclear what he wants.
Yes, that's a 6.
Clear is kindness.
Clarity is kindness.
Clarity is kindness.
There you go.
And we don't like mean guys.
We don't like that.
No, I always say that was like one of my favorite things about Matt. Even in high school, he was like, I want to take you on a date. And I was like, thanks for calling this a date, because I feel like I was spiraling sometimes. Like, I remember, obviously I can't speak for like a long dating experience, but like if guys were like, let's hang, or like would text me, hey, all the time, I'm like, oh, I'm just so curious, like what this means.
Yeah.
Like, and so I feel like that's very kind.
I was really impressed. My little sister went on a date recently, and he said, hey, I'm going to pay for this date, so, don't worry about that at the end. Beforehand, I was like, oh, I immediately like him. That's so clear. He didn't leave any room for confusion or awkwardness at the end. Like, he was like, I'm going to pay for the date. Okay, he's a 10, but he has no work ethic.
Oof, that was actually
That's a bad one. That was one of mine too. That's a red flag.
He's a 10, but has dirty nails.
You know what? I think he could still be a 10 because my husband has very dirty nails from work.
He can still be a 10. He is a 10, but he cries more than I do.
I think that's fine. That's
Just
sweet.
depending on what type of person you are.
He's a 10. My dad cries more than my mom.
Same with our in-laws.
Yeah, sensitive, sweet soul.
If I were to date someone that cried more than I did, maybe we were tiptoeing on a lesser number.
Yeah, that's true. We don't cry. My
You
mom
just have to
doesn't
be
cry ever.
self-aware. You have to be a little self-aware.
Hard to do.
Can't have 2 of them at least.
That's right. He's a 10, but he won't let you meet his family.
I would just have questions. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
always, but if your family's like, you can't always base them based on their family.
Well, I was thinking more so like he doesn't like you.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't think of that.
So I think you got a lot of questions there.
Got a lot of questions.
Yeah.
He's a 10, but is scared of his mom.
Ugh, relatable, but yeah, maybe he needs to man up a little bit.
I feel ya. He's a 10, but talks trash about his exes.
Bad run.
I think talking about your exes at all, it's just kind of like,
Yeah, I think it's okay to ask questions like, why didn't it work? But then if they're like, because she was crazy. If a man says your ex is crazy, immediately he's crazy.
you're the problem. I'm
He's the
sorry.
problem,
You're
not
allowed to
her.
call women crazy. He's a 10, but doesn't wash his hands before cooking a meal at someone else's house. Piper, I feel like this is personal.
Very specific, Piper. He's a 10, but he only has friends that are girls. Yeah, I don't know if I'd love that.
Sorry, I got lost.
Okay, what were you reading?
I mean, Matt had a lot of friends that were girls, so
Yeah.
I don't really know if
Yeah,
that's a
you
red
could-
flag for me.
Maybe yellow. Maybe
Yellow. Let's, yeah. He's a 10, but plays video games.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of degrees of variety there.
Yeah.
Video games all day? I don't know about that one.
Ooh.
Likes to
that's
dabble
tough.
in the video game.
If he chooses to play video games when he's around you,
Out.
no.
Well, I
You
don't
can
know.
play with your guy friends.
Yeah.
Or when I'm not there.
Or if you need downtime, alone time. But if it's like all day and he's being lazy, we don't like laziness. He's a 10, but he's emotionally immature. Then I don't think he's a 10.
Yeah.
No.
He's a 10, but none of your friends or family like him.
Run.
Yeah, let's consider that.
He's a 10, but he is mean to his mom. I mean, just get out.
Sad.
Get out while you can.
As a mom of 3 boys, soon to be. By the way, I'm having a boy. If you haven't, this will be out, right?
Oh,
Another anecdote.
oh my gosh.
I was like, yes.
Sorry.
Hey!
I feel bad. I feel like we unintentionally misled our audience.
Why?
Because
You did the gender reveals video?
No, the old wives thing.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Is the same thing about girls, but also I had the same pregnancy symptoms for all 4 of my pregnancies, one of which was a girl. Same symptoms, so I don't believe in old wives' tales.
Listen, I believe him.
You do.
Just kidding. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really defensive of the boys,
Yeah.
or the boys that are mean to their moms.
Yeah, we're gonna
That's
cut that
unacceptable.
out.
How do you guys, do you think the thing of being like is there any correlation to how your husband like treats their mom, or like how your boyfriend treats your mom is how they treat you?
I think that's true.
You think? I'm like, Blake messes with his mom, but he also messes with me. So
So there you go.
what do you think about how's Matt? He's way different with you.
Yeah.
Matt treats his mom well.
Yeah, but he doesn't treat me the same as his mom.
I mean, not in a romantic
in a
way.
No.
In a
Even
respectful
just
manner.
the way that he.
Interacts is completely different.
You think?
I think Matt's really respectful to his mom.
I'm not talking about respect. I
Oh,
think
what are
he's
you
very
talking about?
respectful.
I think this has to do
What are we
with.
talking about?
I
That's
think
what
it
I
has
think
to do with
it's-
respect.
I think she's talking. Oh, I
Well,
thought you were
I
talking
also-
about like
Blake.
how
That's how
they
he
show
respects his
love.
mom.
Well, no, they don't get like they're like Caleb and Matt aren't mean to their
think
parents
I'm
or like
misunderstanding.
impatient or snippy or like short with them.
Oh yeah,
I think
no.
those are the things that you'd be looking for. How do they treat their mom? Like, are they annoyed by their mom? Does their mom like, are they just impatient with her?
Yeah,
Because it's the person that they've lived with the longest and has like I think not to make a parallel to your mother in marriage, but it's the same thing. Like you're gonna be taking care of each other in marriage, and the mom took care of you, and so if they're mean to your mom, their mom.
totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I think
how I
I
take it.
misunderstood. I didn't take it the same way.
Got it.
Got confused.
I would hope he wouldn't treat you exactly the same.
Yeah, that would be a little weird.
That'd be a little. Weird.
So many more questions.
Sorry, continue.
He's a 10, but it says if we ever break up, it's going to be you breaking up with me because I'll never break up with you. I think that's really comforting.
What's
Why
the
is that a
problem
red
with that?
flag?
I don't
Maybe
think that's
like
a
a
red
love
flag.
bombing, like he's obsessive. I don't think.
That doesn't feel like too much.
No, I would say he's committed.
He's a 10, but he told me he was soul tied to 4 women when we first started dating. That's
A 0?
you gotta run.
I'm sorry, but anyone who uses the term soul tie to gotta run. What does that mean?
I don't know how I would react in person.
I think I go, huh?
I was like, that's beautiful.
Bye. Oh, I love that for you. Out.
He's a 10, but is always on his phone.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
He's a 10, but was still in high school at 21.
Oh, you know what?
That's sad.
I don't think we should laugh at that one. I think maybe he needed help.
He needed.
That's 3 extra years of high school.
I've never known that.
You need
Me
more
neither.
information about
I need
that.
a lot more information on that one.
He's afraid to react.
That could be like, I don't know. He's a 10. He's a 10, but has felony charges. Hey,
there's plenty of
there's
fish in the sea.
forgiveness. Oh,
Plenty of fish in the sea. You're picking someone to spend the rest of your life.
only if a true, honest life change.
But you can get a felony from like speeding, right?
That's one of my red flags.
Speeding? Speeding or a felony?
Reckless driving.
There's forgiveness. There's plenty of fish in the sea. Okay, can I say something truly honest though?
Yeah.
I do feel like
Is he a current felony?
you guys. This is actually I'm taking. I know I just
Okay.
wheezed for about 5 minutes.
Make it serious.
I'm taking it serious for a lot. I think a lot of what you're willing to put up with in a romantic relationship reveals how you view yourself.
It's true.
And so that's where I'm coming from, kind
Right.
of in this. Abby has winged eyeliner now.
Uh-oh.
So that's why I take it kind of seriously, though, because I'm like,
Yeah. You deserve
okay,
better. Yeah,
look,
thank
here
you.
I am. Like, I feel like I view myself highly.
Right.
And I think people should view themselves highly and also be someone worthy of being viewed highly. I'm not
Of
just saying
course.
have your ego through the roof.
No.
But, I mean,
Yeah, you can have high standards.
yeah, and I'm not saying you can't be friends with these people or think they're great, but you're deciding to commit your life
Right.
with these people. Like, this is not light.
Right.
So sorry if I seem judgmental.
No.
But I do think girls are just also naturally more inclined to just
Lower their standards.
lower their standards.
Yeah, they are.
And it's like, let's keep them high.
A pastor once said, and I love this. It was don't shorten your standards, but lengthen your patience. Yeah, and I'm like, that's really good. Don't
Okay, explain that.
Don't lower your standards but lengthen your patience. Don't like compromise your standards just because you want to feel loved or like desire relationship or marriage.
Yes.
Lengthen
that
your
just clicked.
patience.
That took a little bit of loading.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's just so profound.
Okay, yeah. There's a lot.
We disagree on that one.
No, you're right. I guess in my head, I'm like, felony charges in the past. You know, people change, maybe. Current felony charges, too soon.
Do they go away?
Listen, I think I'm just in the church. So I'm like, they could have some really good life change. But maybe heavily consider not.
Let's just look at...
Let's just say no, okay?
Okay.
He's a 10, but you never know what he's thinking.
No, clarity is kindness. He's a 10, but he's a picky eater. Honestly, that one does kind of get me.
Sure.
It's one of those ones that's like, it's not actually, this isn't tied to anything deeper, but I don't like it.
He's a 10, but he has a foot fetish. I'm sorry. Can't get on board with
Hopefully
that
you
one.
don't live in a warm climate. There's feet everywhere out here. Or follow our podcast. He's a 10, but doesn't have any social media.
That's a plus.
That's great. Green flag.
That's great. He's a 10, but he calls my dog ugly. I mean, maybe your dog is ugly.
Yeah, that could be just totally true.
Could just be honest. Doesn't mean he doesn't love your dog, but could just be ugly.
Could just be ugly. He's a 10, but wears women's sandals.
I would question that one.
Why?
He's a 10, but shuts down when upset. I mean, same. It's okay.
Same, it's okay. That's not true for me. He's a 10, but uses ChatGPT. You know how we feel about that.
He's a 10, but he wears jeans to bed. I don't even know what to think about that. I think he's a psychopath.
That's wild.
That's just blatantly wrong.
Like to bed or for a nap? A nap is different than bed.
No.
I wear jeans.
I wouldn't even nap in
You
jeans.
fall asleep in your jeans?
Yeah, like if I wore like something to church on Sunday, like wore jeans and then come home and take
Why'd
a
you
nap.
take your
Why do you
pants
take them off?
I just don't. Blake gets mad at me. He's like, take them off. I'm like, no, because I don't want to put them back on.
Would you just put on more
I just
comfortable
means I have
pants?
comfortable jeans. Sure.
I've never heard of such a thing.
Matt
Sorry,
doesn't like to get in bed with any clothes that have been outside.
Well, he's OCD.
There are those people.
And
Outside
once-
clothes, inside clothes.
When I'm pregnant, I was eating, and the first time I was eating crackers in bed, and he was like really put off by it. I was like, I will throw up if I don't. And he's like, there's just going to get crumbs in here.
I get
Blake's kind
that.
of like that too.
The
No
crumbs are
crumbs in
uncomfy. Last one, he's a 10, but he has a Velcro wallet. I mean, it's just practical. It's just practical.
What about has a duct tape wallet? Remember that?
People in Solid
He's
School.
12 years old.
I purchased one at recess.
I thought they were the coolest thing ever.
Zebra print duct tape, baby. Now that is niche.
That's niche.
I think that's a green flag.
Thank you to Flamingo for sponsoring this portion of today's episode.
You know what I hear all the time? This concept of an everything shower.
Right.
And I'm here to promote an everything bath.
Oh, one up it.
It's so much better.
Okay.
I only shower for utility.
Right.
But I bathe for just a whole self-care ritual.
Oh, it's an experience.
And I personally enjoy having really freshly soft shaved legs, but shaving. That's always felt more like a chore than self-care. But why? Because women's razors are cheap and flimsy.
They sure
Irritate
are.
your skin. They can leave redness or burns from shaving. It can be a whole nightmare. That doesn't feel like self-care.
The women who helped build Harry's found themselves rolling their eyes when other companies were just shrinking men's razors and making them pink.
We don't need them shrunk.
We don't need them shrunk. So they decided to shake things up. Flamingo has no pink tax pricing, no flimsy design, and no irritation. Flamingo was born to give women shaving solutions made with their bodies in mind.
Their starter set is great. It has everything you could need, whether it's time for an everything shower or everything bath, or even if you just need to shape up your brow line. They've got a razor for you.
For a limited time, our listeners can get the Flamingo starter set for only $7 at shopflamingo.com/Abby. This set includes the Flamingo original razor, one 5-blade cartridge, a 1-ounce foaming shave gel, and a shower holder.
Just head to shopflamingo.com/Abby, ABBY, to claim this offer, and after your purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please, please, please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Okay, let's just be honest with you. These
Okay.
are our red flags that our husbands just put up with on the daily,
Yeah.
probably. I asked Matt, and he thought he was being trapped. He's like, I'm not going to answer this.
He's like, sorry, can't.
And I'm like, no, Matt, it's just for fun. Like, just
Right.
tell me. And he's like, no. He, like, wasn't even giving me any feedback.
Really?
And I finally squeezed 2 out of him. I was like, these were good.
What were they?
And they're true. Hanger. She's a 10, but she has hanger. If I get...
you get hangry.
I get hangry.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm like...
She's a 10.
I always tell him, I'm like, my blood sugar.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something funny. When we visited you guys in Hawaii and we stayed with you, you would be like, Matt, I'm hungry. And he would pull over so fast at such inconvenient times to get you food. And I'm like, what is going on?
That's scary that stood out to you.
That makes sense. Because I was like, we're like going like, it was a little inconvenient. But if you said you were hungry, he would do anything to the ends earth to get you food. And maybe that's why.
He's like, I'm afraid of her when she's hungry.
Like, Matt, I need to eat right now. Okay.
You know what? I think I've learned because now I pack snacks everywhere. So maybe now Matt doesn't have to detour everywhere.
Yeah. That was like a phase, I feel like. Whew, so funny.
That's scary that stood out to you.
I just remember I was like, wow, it's just like such a weird time to go get. Okay, well, we're gonna pause.
We're gonna pause. Everybody change your plans. Abby's hungry.
Yeah, I was kind of like that.
Everybody pause. The diva.
I mean, it was funny. I mean, we all got food, so it worked out, but just goofy. Okay,
Me,
my
I want
first
3
one.
meals a day.
This one Caleb always brings up, and I'm like, this is so dumb because this is not a big deal at all, but he thinks it's very odd. When I brush my teeth, I take my toothbrush and I wipe it dry on a hand towel. And it really freaks him out. You think that's weird?
You put that thing in your mouth.
Yeah.
Do you dry the bristles?
Who all uses this hand towel?
Actually, I use my body towel, my shower towel.
Abigail.
I take it and I go, tss, 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 and I just kind of get the wetness off, and then I pull apart my electric toothbrush and I set it on the thing, and it's dry. Caleb says that's my serial killer trait.
That's not good.
That is a serial killer trait.
I just like it to be dry.
Are you going to switch toothbrushes now that you've listened to the plastic detox?
Ugh, no.
What's the other option? Horse mane.
Right. No, I will be scrubbing my teeth with plastic bristles.
Anyway.
And I will be drying it off on my towel.
That was so neat.
Breathe.
I hate that so much. I hate that so
I'm going to be sad when it's gone.
Oh, you breathe. Breathe.
I think you're going to pass out.
No, it's so bad. Okay, this is another one that Matt gave me related to getting moody. Moody when tired or don't get to go to the gym.
Oh, that's just real life.
I'm sorry, gosh.
I get moody too.
I was like, Matt, you're giving me such general ones. He's like, I am not giving you any more. He thought I was like trying to start a fight. So, I mean, gosh, apparently I'm combative.
This is another one. Well, Caleb didn't give me this one, but I know he would say it. I fold my laundry inside out. I don't care.
That's crazy.
I'm putting my t-shirt. I'm not. If you want your laundry folded the right way out, make it the right way out when you put it in the basket. You're telling me I have to wash?
You put them on hangers inside out?
I do everything. Yeah, if it's inside out, it's staying inside out, and you can change it when you put it on.
See, maybe the reason is
It's selfish. I think that's what it is.
you're more type B than your husband.
Yes.
But Matt is more type B than me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a scary.
Oh, scary stuff. He opens his drawer and he's terrified. He's like, "What shirt is that?"
No, here's my advice for someone that's living with someone that's more type B than them.
Yeah,
Section off the areas that you're just not gonna.
they're gonna bother you.
That you're just like, that's not my territory.
Mm-hmm. Oh, mm-hmm.
And so that's our couch in our office.
Oh.
Not my territory. And look what happened to it.
It's
That's
bad.
Matt's half of the closet, not my territory. Matt's half of the bathroom.
Yeah,
Not my territory.
Not my territory.
And so, but the lower level is my territory. And that's where I'm like,
The couch, how did that happen?
I don't.
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
Can I make it take
Go
a field trip? after
please.
this?
Please go
Okay,
make
I
a
will.
field trip.
Okay.
Did he clear off the counter?
Yep.
Okay.
He
I
moved
was like,
it.
No, listen, as a type
He
B
moved
person,
the whole mess.
as a type B person that keeps a very tidy house, I need like a couple spaces that are just chaos. Like I need a couple spaces where I can
whole
just be free to be
couch?
me.
I think
I
it
could
wasn't
get it.
that bad, and then it just somehow he moved everything else that was in his space.
It just keeps
into
growing.
I mean, just
It's
see
a fungus.
Don't open my drawers and
That's
don't look at
growing.
my nightstand.
Oh, my nightstand is.
You're right. Yeah. We just need a space.
Blake also won't tell me what my red flags are, and he also just said, "Are you recording?"
My mom said I commit to too much. And I was like, well, I don't ever like. I feel like I follow through
Gosh, I need
to
to
the
ask my
detriment
mom
of my
after
health.
Text my mom. I'm curious what she's gonna say.
My
My red
said-
flag. Okay, I was a picky eater.
Oh yeah, you're not that.
I make
You're not
noises
picky
with my
anymore.
mouth. Or is that it? Here's the thing. Is it a red flag that Blake and Abby and Lori are all very sensitive to noises?
So is Abigail.
So am I.
Oh, you.
Yeah, I am as well.
I think that's a red flag on you guys.
No, it's called misophonia, and everyone should be.
I literally
really
tell Matt, I'm like, you have ADHD, I have misophonia.
Blake looks at me. Blake just goes, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what did I do?
It gets to the point where it's just the eyes, you know.
Yes.
And I look at Kelly and I'm like,
Yep.
you're doing it.
What am I doing?
One time for a New Year's resolution, I gave up telling Matt about his chewing, and it didn't last a night, but I did get a couple months in.
Oh, that's actually really impressive.
So much self-control.
That is.
But then it just came flooding back.
Yeah, it
when
happens so fast and with a boiling rage.
Okay, actually, right now, I'm marking it. I'm not going to comment on Matt's eating and see how long I can go.
Do you want me to comment on it when he's doing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, my last one.
Run a tight ship
that
with
I'm
that one,
thinking
Abigail.
of is- I run a tight ship. And we get to a point where I just give him a look, Matt.
You told our mother-in-law one time, and I was like, that's good.
Well, sorry. I just like.
Blake would
I
never-
can't
Did
help
it?
it.
I remember both times. I was like, I'm so surprised.
It's like I was gonna combust.
Blake won't do it to other people, but he'll tell me. He's like,
One time I failed a test in college one time because the person behind me was chewing gum.
Oh.
And I couldn't like read my questions on my test.
You couldn't read.
And my roommate was like, maybe you should get extra time because you have a problem.
You get an IEP for misophonia. Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Come on, write it up.
Yeah, my last red flag is that I do the silent treatment.
Oh.
But I had a really good self-awareness and why. So
Well, this is my toxic traits. I think it would be an improvement if I did the silent treatment.
we need to meet in the middle.
I'm more of like, let me tell you something.
I'm like, I'm not talking a word until you're ready to talk about what I'm mad about. You won't get a happy-go-lucky chirp out of me until we resolve this.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna
yeah.
try to instate some silent treatment.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the friendship red flags.
Yes, we're gonna be a little more serious now because I think it's funny that we're talking about a little bit about dating red flags and stuff. But we feel like we see a lot that you feel like we're your big sisters, and I think we had experience under our belts of ways that we can maybe some wisdom that we can impart on people when they just have questions about friendship and marriage and dating.
Sometimes I feel like I've had such good friends like throughout my whole life that I have not a good basis on like how that happened. Like I just feel like I just got so blessed. But one thing that I have noticed, like I'm like, if I have like, I don't think I've ever had like a friend breakup, which I'm very grateful for. But if I have like distanced myself from people, or if things have just kind of like this fizzled out, a common one is how they talk about other people.
Yeah.
So like if you're this can mean a lot of different things, but it's more so in the area of like, I don't know. If you're willing to talk about other people behind your back, then it's pretty clear that they're willing to talk about you behind your back. And so that just automatically opens so many questions in my mind about trust, how you're viewing. It also automatically makes me self-conscious because I'm like, oh, if you're having these judgmental thoughts about somebody else, like, how are you perceiving me? And I don't like to, if any friendship makes you feel insecure, that's a red flag as well.
Yeah, I also had that on my list. I to add on to that, someone who like constantly dogs on their husband or their kids. Because I think just kind of going into that, it's like you just want to be around people that have respect for people in their life. Because if they're talking about people that are closest to them about that, I'm sure, they're talking about you the same way.
And they're also
it's just
talking to
negative
their
energy.
husband and kids potentially about you. Like, it's just kind of like opening this whole...
Yeah, and I don't want to be like, I also don't want to be tempted to speak poorly about my husband or my kids. And I think naturally when that's just part of the conversation, it can just naturally flow that way. And so I think it's more so, sometimes it's a boundary of myself. Like, I just don't want to engage in that type of conversation for my own heart's sake. And so I'm not going to be around people that are super negative like that.
That's a good one. We were actually just talking to someone this morning who said that she was told, I was told this too, like, it's not gossiping if it's true.
Where'd you hear that one?
If someone's ever told you that and you believed that,
Is gossip only
let's
a
just
lie?
flag that one. That's not.
Yeah, you only
the
think
definition
gossip
of
is
gossip.
lies. Right.
That's not actually how it works. But
Right. That's good.
what's another one you have?
I think it's a red flag if your friend is really competitive with you.
I was gonna say that one.
Yeah, I just think your friendships, at least in this phase of my life, and I even think back into high school and college, I'm like, you want to be around people that are building you up and you are able to build them up too. It's not just a one-way street. And if it's actually competitive within each other and it's rivalry and jealousy and bitterness and kind of catty, I just don't understand. That's just not you don't have the right personality types to be together. And that's okay that your personalities don't mesh. And maybe you just amicably go separate ways as friends.
That has always been something that I've always kind of attributed to me not being a competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't define myself as competitive. Maybe other people would think differently. I mean, I don't think I'm competitive, really.
I'm competitive about certain things, but not...
When people were competitive with me about even things that were, like, harmless, though, I was like, I just didn't like it that much. And so it's just a personal preference thing, but also I think that it also makes sense in the sense of, like, I want someone that I can, like, walk hand in hand in life with, not someone that's, like, you know, we're going... I want to walk in the same direction. Like, I don't want to go against each other. That's
Right.
not fun. And that's not, I don't know.
Totally.
It's not the picture of friendship that I have.
Yep.
Okay, so when I look at my friendships, there's a very common theme among all the women that I'm, like, the closest with. And I just think that they just embody contentment in their life. And I just think that that is such a good, like, no matter if there's things in their life that they want to change or things that they're working on, or things, they're honest about things that they struggle with, but there's just a peace about them, like a contentment about them. They're not, like, I don't know, constantly striving for, they're hardworking, but it's just hard. You can just tell when someone's heart is at peace. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm hesitant to say that that's a red flag if someone's not.
It's just a yellow flag.
Yeah, it's such a good, I feel like
it's a green flag. It's not a yellow flag or a red flag. It's a green flag if you find that in friends.
Yeah, that's my green flag.
Yeah.
It's just like someone that is just deeply content, like, and not constantly, you know, picking on, like, things that they want to change, like their body, or like things that they want to change, or like, and there's a healthy level of that where it's like, oh yeah, we can talk about, I'm struggling with this with my body, but there's just something about their identity that just feels so secure and content. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I benefit so much from the women in my life. Mm-hmm. So that is, like, my friend green flag to share. Like, look for that in your friendships.
I think contentment is contagious.
Yes.
If you're friends and you're not complaining about every aspect of your life, you're gonna feel content about the things that you have too.
So I guess I should just say the red flag is complaining. Yeah, that's something I've, like, I've, like, walked away from things, like, I didn't really, like, have fun. What was it? And a lot of time it's that. Mm-hmm. And I don't want anyone to think that they can't talk about those things, but I do think there is just a difference between, like, someone talking honestly about something that's just, like, not ideal in their life, but has, like, a heart of, like, contentment. Mm-hmm. And then someone that's just, like, just such a Debbie Downer. Yeah. You're like, oh, man. Yeah. This is a drag today.
Totally. My last one that I had is someone who's unforgiving. Mm. And I think that's way easier in friendships. It's easier to be unforgiving towards your friends than it is to be unforgiving in your relationships. Like, I feel like you're always going to forgive your boyfriend or your husband, you know, like, it's much easier to forgive those types of people. But I feel like friendships necessarily, I think people hold to a harder standard sometimes, and they're not as forgiving in friendships. Mm. And I think that there is a real beauty and a real art in, like, letting things roll off your back when appropriate. And I think there's a beauty in art and maybe giving people the benefit of the doubt. Yeah. And I also think, looking for the best in others, not always looking for, like, I just always get confused when people are like, they just have, they were planning this. Like, when people think people are, like, plotting evilly behind the scenes, I'm like, I don't think that's it. I think maybe you just took it the wrong way. Mm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think just having a forgiving heart, and obviously there's boundaries within that, but I think, you want to be friends with people that are forgiving.
Yeah.
Because we're not perfect.
One more thing on friendships, though, too, is that, like, I feel like there's been times in my life where I felt guilty about, like, friendships fizzling out. Mm. And something, like, this is something that Matt feels a lot, and I think he would share about, too. Like, he's like, I just, like, hate that is, like, not a thing anymore. But I just have to, and, like, he'll continue to work for a friendship that is, okay, forgiveness is good and important, but then I'm like, the flip side of it, too, is, like, continue to work for a friendship. I'm like, hey, when they've showed you who they are, believe them. Mm-hmm. Like, if this is something that they've done, like, it's okay. We don't have to hate them.
No.
We can only wish the best for them. But also, we're going to believe them that this is, like, who they are. Like, this is, like, or this is something that happened. We don't need to continue to subject ourselves to this type of thing.
Right. Oh, for sure.
And I'm not referring to anything in specific, but
No.
I feel like that's something I have to remind Matt a lot. I'm like, if they show you who they are, believe them. Like,
Totally.
We'll just move on. We don't have to. It's totally fine.
Totally. No,
And
I agree. For sure, I agree.
There's an art, too, of knowing, like, when to, like, just let
when to
things-
just let it be.
let it be.
Yeah. I think, too, when it comes to friendships.
That's life.
You just don't always have to make it like a big old thing.
No,
Like,
we
just
don't
let
need
it
to
be.
break up.
I don't have to like send them a long text being like, this is why I don't want to be your friend anymore. We can just kind of let it be.
Just let it be.
Let it be. You know what I mean?
And then we can also just assume there's probably something about me that didn't click for you.
Right. It's okay.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
okay.
Okay, now moving on to dating red/green flags.
Okay. I only did red. Did you?
Yeah, I
do
only did
green?
red.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We did talk about green flags at our meeting, but I did not plan any.
Negatives.
Everything the opposite
well,
of
the green
this.
flag is the opposite. Okay, let's just assume that.
Let's just do that.
I always say kind. That's like always a green flag.
Yeah.
A kind guy. We only want nice guys.
We want ambitious with a balanced head on their shoulders.
Here you go.
That's so weighted. Okay. My first dating red flag. When a guy tells you exactly what you want to hear.
Oh.
Like if a guy is just fluffing you
Oh,
up
that's a good one.
and you're relatively new into dating and they're just telling you everything you want to hear, I just think that's a red flag.
That's a good one.
Because that's a temptation and I think it's easier. But then you're getting your hopes up.
Or if they agree with you like on everything too.
On everything. I'm like, I need you to be honest, have a little pushback. I want to know who you actually are. And also, like, we don't need to be, I think when they tell you everything you want to hear or love bomb you or like super, I don't know. I just think your heart can get carried away. And they're not actually showing you who they are.
Yeah, you're just like,
It's
this
manipulative.
isn't real.
It's manipulative.
Yeah. That's a really good one.
I saw
wouldn't
it
have
on
thought
Age of
that.
Attraction. And I was like, this man is just telling this girl everything she wants to hear and he's not being honest.
Ugh.
I know.
That is a good red flag.
It's a big red flag for me.
My first red flag was very not serious. It's my least serious one. I said bad hygiene.
Oh, I think I had that. I said doesn't wash their hands, parentheses, a slob.
Bad hygiene.
So gross.
Come on.
It's an ick. Yeah. There was a TikTok of this girl who went on a date or was dating a guy for a little bit of period of time and she went to his house and he didn't have any hand soap. And she was like, hey, you're out of hand soap. And he's like, oh, I just ran out. And the next time she went back, he didn't have hand soap. And she was like, you lied about hand soap? And she ended it. I was like, that's crazy. It was like a long story, but.
But then it's like, yeah, another problem of lying.
Right.
But
Why are you lying
also,
about that?
I just think about everything that women do for maintenance.
Yeah.
I'm like, give it a shower.
Wash your hands.
Use some deodorant.
Yeah.
Let's put a little gel in their hair, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Wash your clothes.
Right.
It's like, there's so many fish in the sea.
On the flip side of that, I said a slob. Like if you walk into a guy's apartment. Now, okay, I'm going to say there's a difference between college and like adult. Because I was a nasty, dirty slob in college. But I'm a very clean adult. And so if you're now an adult, young adult, mid-adult, older adult, and you walk into that man's house and that man's house is nasty, food over everywhere, leftovers, unkept. I'm not just talking like clothes on the floor. I'm talking nasty, run for the hills. That's horrifying.
I think you could hold the same standard for college as well, by the way.
I mean, you could, but let him mature a little bit.
Matt was out here
Come on, give me
vacuuming
the
his
benefit of the
dorm room
doubt.
rug. Like,
Oh, don't ask about Blake's room.
Caleb's room was so clean. And one time my mom came to visit and she was like, come on, Caleb, let's clean up Abby's room. And he was so like annoyed.
let's clean
They
up.
cleaned my room.
Matt would help me clean. Matt helped me with
That's
laundry
sweet.
in college. It was so sweet.
That's really sweet.
This one's really serious, honestly. I feel like judgmental saying this.
We'll just say it. We can talk about it.
But any type of addiction, really.
yeah.
Like, I feel like you got to take that seriously. And, like, obviously there's some, honestly, I got to say any type of addiction. Mm-hmm. Maybe there will be someone good to date in the future. Mm-hmm. But it's like right now, it's like maybe we just pump the brakes.
Yeah. If they're in the middle of an addiction, I would say, yeah, obviously that's just, I wouldn't engage in that. And also if they're freshly out of it, like you should give that person a couple seasons past their addiction. Like that person's not always going to be a red flag, but just in that season, I think it's.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was
I
like
agree.
a serious one.
That's a good one. I said relaxed on commitment. This is so serious. Like, this is probably one of my most serious ones. If you're dating someone and they just very lackadaisical, even in the small things, like they don't want to commit to making a decision about a restaurant. They don't want to commit to plans with friends. Like, maybe they'll commit to plans with you, but with other people. Maybe they don't want to commit and actually just call you their girlfriend. Maybe they don't want jobs are just non-committal. They're bouncing around from thing to thing to thing. Like, that is just such a red flag because the foundation of a marriage is commitment. And when things get hard and everyone goes through really hard things in their marriage and hard seasons, you don't want a person that's going to be wavering on commitment. And yeah, maybe that person just needs some time to exercise the strength of committing to the small things in their life. There. Because that is just, that's scary, you know? If they can't commit to the person that they love the most, or even on like small, silly things, out.
That's got to be the golden rule of dating, honestly, from my opinion. You just said it. That was so good.
Yeah, commit.
Yeah. What's an example, Abby, of someone like that's going on a first date that they're like, you can tell early on? Because I feel like that's one of those things that's like, you could date someone for a long time and be like, oh, like, is this a pattern? Because like sometimes there are bigger things.
Well, I think if they cancel the first date and they're like, hey, can we reschedule? Or they do that a couple times, that's a yellow flag to me. If they're moving times, they're changing the plans a lot, that's a yellow flag to me where I'm like, you're
not making a priority.
This isn't a priority, and you're not a man of your word.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big, we talk about it a lot, but like that's a huge thing. Your yes needs to be a yes and your no needs to be a no. And if someone is dating you, like you're going to be united with this person in marriage in the long run, you have to trust what they're going to say and what they're going to do. And if you can't trust what they're going to say, they're going to flake, they're going to back out, they're going to do this or that. It's bad.
That's so good. That's good.
In early dating, I would think changing the plans a lot.
That's really, really good. For me, this is such a general one. I feel like all mine are very general, but I have specific examples, I swear. This is what I just said, mean. If they're a mean person. Now, let me tell you this specifically. Like, there's going to be conflict, and I think that if there isn't, that in itself is a red flag in a way. Now, obviously, there shouldn't be explosive conflict. There shouldn't be, I'm not saying that that's what needs to happen, but you need to resolve issues together in dating long before you get engaged. Like, we need to see how you can come to a resolution, together, and if that's possible, or if he's someone that's just, not gonna, resolve things. But I'm specifically thinking, for me, if a guy raises their voice, that is a really big red flag.
Yep.
Because for so many reasons. I just think being a female, a guy yelling is so intimidating.
Right.
That's an intimidation tactic.
Yeah.
That's a power issue there of them, yelling at a lady. I'm like, that is just so,
scary.
I can say with comments, if that ever happened, that would really, really, really scare me.
Same.
And that's not okay in America. That's not safe. And then think about down the line, you're going to have children. And I actually saw this video, and it was about fatherhood, and they surveyed a bunch of children, and they said, what is one thing you want your dad to stop doing? It's going to make me cry.
Aww.
And almost all the kids said, I wish he didn't yell.
Aww.
Because there's just something about a man yelling that is just so scary.
It is, yeah.
And so it's you don't want that type of bull in your household, as a leader in your household too. So yeah.
Yeah.
I say mean, but I really am specifically isolating on, if they're going to raise their voice at you, I feel like it's I don't think there's any point in moving forward. That's that's a 180.
That's a good,
bye-bye.
Good first sign, because I think a lot of people it's I had anger on my big list too. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, that's a good first sign, because I think a lot of times it's then it escalated later to them punching walls or running out the house angry or different, being really aggressive.
Yeah.
And it's well, the first sign was that they didn't speak to you kindly in conflict, and they were out of control of their emotions. And I think that's, that's a good first sign in dating if they yell at you.
Super scary.
Yeah. And just in general, dating should be really fun. Dating should be a really fun,
it shouldn't be
time.
tumultuous.
And you're gonna, I think we're both proponents of date long, engage short. I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah, for me, I don't necessarily have the same conviction on that one.
Okay.
But just because we knew we were going to get engaged the whole time we were dating.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like there was this massive shift when we got engaged.
Sure. Well, I guess, Caleb and I talk a lot about
date at least a year probably.
Date at least a year And then
if you start dating in high school, you need to date more than that.
you do need to date more than that if you're in high school. You should probably wait a couple of years. But if you're like in
Get
your
your
20s,
prefrontal cortex a little
Caleb
more.
and I think you should date at least a year because you need to see that person through all like a magnitude of seasons, whether that's job seasons, even weather seasons, and just the different things that come throughout a year because you really want to see how that person handles adversity. And you don't want to jump into something and you're like, I didn't even know they responded like this because I never dated them long enough to see that.
Yeah, one thing I was going to say about the yelling or the raising the voice or just even speaking to you unkindly in a tone that's a different way, I think your reaction after that, being able to address that and be like, that's not appropriate the way you just spoke to me, and seeing how they react with that and like, do they take that kindly? And they're like, you're right. I'm really upset, but you're right that I shouldn't have said that. And like that, how that conversation can go too. Because
That's
sometimes
good.
they come from a house that's what they do. And they've never had an experience of
Right.
someone being like, that's not right. And like giving that chance, if it's an appropriate situation, you're going to know if it's not.
That's really good, Addie, because I think too, like there are a lot of things that I came into marriage with and dating with that were just not healthy, but Caleb pointed them out to me and then I made changes accordingly.
Exactly.
So it's like all of these things, if you see it, I feel like a lot of them warrant a conversation. And then if that's not responded to well, then
I also do think that I totally agree. And actually, that's one of mine. I said not flexible, and I'll kind of go into that a little bit because we're like, it's so important to be a man of integrity, but also not flexible is a red flag. So I can kind of like decipher what I mean by that. But also, I will say, like, all of us are naturally just going to repeat what we learned. And it's not your job as the girlfriend to teach your boyfriend how to be. And in fact, that's never going to be like a healthy relationship. I think there's a place for like, hey, that's not a big thing, but it's like that they kind of have to deal with that independently. I think it's a little hard to sort through some of those things in a dating relationship.
I don't know. I feel like I agree with what you're saying, but also I do think the point of like dating and marriage is that we're making each other better. And so it's like I wouldn't have wanted Caleb to accept just all the things how I was and not have called me to be better in different areas.
Right.
But you're like in a relationship to be like, if I fix these things, then they're going to be a good partner. Like there was a boyfriend that I had that my mom was like, I'm so glad. You just tried to fix him.
I did
Like
this
you're trying
too
to be
in
their
dating.
savior.
Yes, I was in a relationship to try and fix him.
Oh, sure.
So I did that too. That's where I'm speaking from.
Yeah, and so it's less of like I'm trying to fix them because they have issues rather than we're in a relationship together building each other up to be better.
Like he had nothing to offer me.
Yes.
Like it was kind of like I feel like girls are more likely to fall into this trap as well.
You
of
want
like
to fix them.
dating a project and you're like, this is not my DIY.
Yeah.
Who's got the time?
Sure.
And so it's like, yes, there's certain things. I think there's like, but then there's some certain weightier things where it's like, okay, like you got to get well independent of this is not and that's also why I put not flexible. I was about to say like resistant to counseling, but I don't think this is isolated to counseling. I'm saying like resistant to any type of feedback and making changes.
Teachable,
like someone that is like can honestly reflect on themselves and be self-aware and say like, oh, you know what, like I'm not perfect. Like that's like a basic thing that they probably need to learn, is that they have things to learn. And so on the flip side of that is like, I don't know, someone that like, I think something that really encouraged me in dating with Matt was like, he was super open to like having mentors, like getting into counseling and like inviting others into things like, and rather than like, how dare you talk about that? Like with your friends, like this is like, that's like just a scary, like anyone that's willing to just like, I don't know, someone that's not flexible and so rigid in like their view of themselves and like how they operate, like that is I guess that is a deeper issue of pride.
Yeah, totally. That's a good one, Abby. I agree. Yeah, I think there's something really sexy about humility and teachability. It's like, wow, that's really, it just makes you feel respected too. It's like, oh, you actually care about what I have to say and you care about me. And so you're going to take into account the things that I have to offer or like that other people have to offer you as advice. And I think that's a really great characteristic.
And then you feel safe to also have humility yourself. And like, it's just a much more healthy environment overall.
For sure. My last one, this is kind of like it's a serious one, but it's also not so serious. No, it's serious. But someone who does unsafe driving to show off.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is like a red flag. If you're driving with someone and they're driving recklessly with you in the car, they don't respect you. They don't care about your life. They have a pride issue. Or like, I don't know. I was driving behind this motorcycle. This was a couple weeks ago. This really bugged me. And it was a guy on a motorcycle and a girl in the back, and she had a helmet on and he didn't. No, neither of them had helmets on. So, okay, he didn't supply a headwear.
Headwear?
Okay, rude. We're at a red light. He runs the red light with her on the back and zips off, like maybe going 100 miles an hour. And all I could think about to that girl, I just started praying for her. I was like, that girl,
He's not keeping you safe.
he is not keeping you safe. He does not care about your life. He does not respect you.
Yeah.
And that's like a small thing. And that just really bugged me. And I was like, that is a red flag.
Yeah.
You hate all those little motorcycles in this
No, it's not
area?
motorcycle people in general. It's just these people that are
No,
really
I'm like
reckless.
the teenager boys in this
The
area.
e-bikes?
Teach your young sons with them e-bikes. Give them girl a helmet.
I do see all of them wearing helmets.
Yeah, they do wear
usually.
helmets, a lot of them.
They're always doing little tricks and one wheeling.
Yeah, see, that doesn't bother me because I think they're just having fun. But it's like when another person is involved.
Okay.
And I actually dated a guy that used to do this, and I broke up with him because he drove recklessly with me in the car. It made me feel really unsafe and uncared for. It's like, why are we driving 100 miles an hour on the highway when we're 16 years old?
I always say love is consideration.
It is. That's really good.
My last one is laziness, but my specific angle on laziness is if they won't plan anything. And so I feel like this is something a lot of girls, they put up with in dating, and then they get married, and then they're frustrated that it's not happening.
They're not
and it's
pursued.
like, well, you did this, is this a new thing? Or like, that's the thing you kind of have to assume when dating. Whatever is going to happen, everything is going to be amplified. The good, the bad, like all these things are going to be amplified.
Yep.
And so I don't know, I just feel like this is such a common thing I hear in marriage that I'm like, this starts back somewhere else. But if you're always like, hey, like, what are you doing this time? Like, we could go to this, or if you're always like the one kind of leading them along, I think especially for a girl, that's no fun. And that's not going to get better when you get married.
Right.
I just got to tell you this first and foremost. And so I do think this is something that can change, but just early on, if they're like kind of just
You got to give them
following
expectation.
you around, and you're not going to want that down the line. If you don't care, then you don't care.
Right.
But if it's something you're going to want down the line, be honest with yourself about that right now, because it's one of those things where I'm like, well, did they ever do this? Was there ever a point in time? It's like, oh, there was this one date, this one Valentine's Day at one point, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
Women want to feel pursued.
they do.
yeah,
For
like,
sure.
and so
You
that
got to pick your
starts
problems,
the
girlies.
beginning.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that was mine. Also, I
that's a
just
good
do want to
one.
touch on this because I want to expand on what you said earlier. I do believe that like dating and marriage you're supposed to build each other up, and I want to distinguish that from what I was like talking about earlier, because I was like that I was in a relationship with a guy at some point, very not serious relationship, but I feel like my mom had to give me the hard advice of like, Abby, you can't date a project, and I feel like that is something that I was like that taught me a lot about that thing, because that it is different to date someone that also is building you up in ways and changing you and bettering you, and then someone that you're just like constantly giving to, and you're like trying to be like, let's do this differently, and like let's try this, and that's just a drain, and that's actually not what's happening there.
Yeah.
And you both have to keep rising together and not just trying to bring this guy up to where you are.
Yeah. It's a
And
good
so-
distinction.
Yeah.
Really good distinction.
Ask Abby.
Hey ladies, my name is Kaya. I was wondering what your version of the Roman Empire is. For example, mine would be the Lacey Peterson case. I do not think her husband did it, but I would love to hear your guys's. Love the podcast. Bye.
I'm not familiar with that case.
I'm not familiar with that case either. I'm surprised you guys aren't.
I also never remember the names.
The name
If
sounds
someone were to
familiar.
give me the details of it, I'd be like, oh yes, and then this happened. It was at a Christmas party. Like I remember.
Was that the
things.
one who was a cop or something?
No, that one is
We saw her in real life.
Who? What's her name? Rebecca?
nope.
I will never remember her name.
I don't know either.
They thought that she ran over her
Yeah, in the driveway.
knew
They
her
left
name
him
when
for
I
dead
saw
at a
her.
party at night or whatever.
We saw her in person.
I saw her. I said,
in Boston.
What?
When we went with CVS.
I said, that's her. And I
And
cannot
she was
think of
right.
her
How did you
name right
guys
now.
know? That's
was
crazy.
right.
I don't know how she.
I don't know
she's
how
a
I know.
Genius.
And then I looked it up. I was like,
And it certainly was. It certainly was.
That's crazy.
I'm like, is this how people feel when they see celebrities?
I got my Roanoke. Do you got yours? What? That's my Roman Empire.
Your Roanoke? What did you say?
Roanoke? The lost colony of Roanoke. Who else is not thinking
What?
about
I don't know
this?
anything about that.
There's a lost colony.
Tell me about it.
So when the Pilgrims came, they had a colony called Roanoke, and no one knows what happened.
What?
There's a lot of theories. I learned about this in second grade.
Wow.
I read a book about the lost colony of Roanoke, and it's just seriously opened a loop in my brain that I
Wow.
just never. I'm like, I can't rest until we know what happened to those people.
Sure. My Roman Empire is also from the elementary school. Loop opened, never been shut. It's the Oregon Trail. What do you mean? What do you mean? These people got on wagons and went across rivers. What do you mean?
That's
You don't think
happened
it's real?
a few times
No,
in history.
they did it.
Oh.
But what do you mean? These people just said bye to their families and to never see them again, never to know if they die on this trail. What do
Yeah.
you mean? They came up. They just
Babies.
went.
They had babies,
babies.
in a wagon.
They just buried people along the road. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't get it. It's
There's a reason we were
unbelievable.
born when we were born and not born back then.
I read a book. Do you remember that series of books, like the Diary series, and it's like Little Girls of History?
Yeah, I bet they have one on Roanoke.
Yeah, they have one on the Oregon Trail, and it still haunts me to this day. I can picture the words in that book.
I got
actually
another one too.
found it, and I brought it home with me.
I got another one too. The Ebola virus.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, what about it? Tickles you? What,
It doesn't tickle me. It terrifies me. I was in 4th grade, extremely
Ebola.
sheltered, and they taught us about the Ebola virus, and I
Yeah.
just couldn't stop thinking about the fact that it could get me.
of course.
And I mean, I watched this documentary. I was in like a accelerated learning thing, and so then they thought that they could just like show us older things. But I was like, wait a minute, I might have been academically advanced, but socially, I had not seen anything but a Disney movie.
Right.
And then they're showing, they thought it was the monkeys, so they shot monkeys in this documentary. And I literally was frozen in my seat. I thought I was going to throw up in class. And they're talking about this virus makes their organs disintegrate and come out their eyes and nose. And
Why were they teaching this to you? In
I don't know,
fourth
my
grade?
mom wrote to the teacher.
Yeah, I think that's a little inappropriate. That's a little inappropriate.
She was a great teacher, but I think I was just like,
crossed the line.
Mom, I can't sleep because of the Ebola virus.
Well, I have one similar, acid rain.
Oh, that's spooky.
Where is it? Is it real? I think about it often. That and flash floods. They get me.
Flash floods get you.
Okay, I thought my
Bad
mom.
place to live.
I don't
My
think I have
mom-
a single Roman Empire. You guys are saying these
Okay,
things.
the flash floods will get you because my mom, my entire life, was always like, they'll just come out of nowhere and just come up and get you. And I'm like, what do you mean? That doesn't happen. And then I watched videos of flash floods and it happens like that. She ain't kidding. And now I think about it all the time. Anytime I'm around like
I
dried
just thought of
rivers.
Another one, but we gotta stop.
No, what is it?
Now I'm like, I want to tell you the details of Lacey Peterson to see if you know.
Yeah,
it.
what is
Yeah,
it?
what is it?
Lacey Peterson was murdered in 2002 while 8 months pregnant. Her disappearance on Christmas Eve and the subsequent murder trial of her husband, Scott Peterson, gained international attention. Prosecutors alleged that Scott strangled Lacey and weighed her body down in San Francisco Bay with cement anchors. In 2003, Lacey's torso and remains of her unborn son washed ashore miles
Yeah,
apart.
I did hear this.
Of course
one.
he
There's
did
so
it.
many things about it. There's a Netflix documentary. There's obviously Crime Junkie.
She doesn't think he did it.
Gone, or that's a different one.
No, she does think he did it.
No, the person.
No,
that
I think
called
she was
in.
saying she doesn't.
Oh. Ugh. There's got to be a lot of evidence against him. Cause
Abby's got all she needs to know.
Hey girls, my name is Sarah, and I want to know what is the funniest thing that your kids have said to you this week?
So many. Did I already say on the podcast? Griffin asking the employee if it's a choking hazard.
yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
What's another one? I mean, Augie keeps asking me what my breasts are.
CJ actually too has taken interest in my boobs, and the other day he came up to me, he looked at me, he goes, "What those are?"
Yeah.
And I go, "They're my boobs," and he goes,
Okay, you say boobs.
"Yeah."
Okay.
You say breasts.
I did because I didn't know.
I think I intermix it. It just felt like a more casual time.
I
So
just didn't know if
"My
I want my
boobs?"
kids to say boobs.
My boobs, and he goes, "You could pop them." I said, "No."
Pop 'em.
He Yeah, he tried to pop them. He didn't try to. He said that you could pop them. I was like, you got to be careful because they hurt. Because nursing, and they could pop. And I was like, no, they're not going to pop, buddy.
I don't know. They say funny things all the time. Well, actually, no, I got one. Griffin, I went to go get a protein shake, and I come back, and he goes, where were you? And I was like, I told you I was getting a shake and coming right. I was gone a total of 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And he goes, I thought you went to jail.
They're so obsessed with jail.
It's because of about Peter and John.
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of conversations recently about jail, and adults have consequences too. And then he's like, I thought you went to jail. And I said, buddy. And he goes, or I thought you got dead. And I was like,
God.
I said, buddy, it feels like you went to the worst case scenario there.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, I didn't. You could think of something worse.
Oh.
So I was like, buddy, I'm so sorry I worried you. You don't have to worry about those things.
Right.
Those are things we just really don't have to worry about. And then that was all he said about it. I was like, okay.
Do you know that talking cactus thing?
Yes.
CJ loves it. And I think it's an only child thing right now because sometimes I think he actually thinks it's his friend. Because it does
not an only
It does
child.
talk back. I know, but Vivian's not interacting yet.
Yeah.
And he'll put his cactus in timeout if it doesn't stop talking. And I'd be like, he'll go into timeout, cactus. And then he goes, he's not listening. And I'm like, good. Please put it away.
Please put the thing away. The talking cactus is
On
iconic.
Sunday when Matt came back while we were at dinner, Augie was next to me. I said, look who's here. He goes, Daddy. Matt. To me.
Just so you know, it's not your daddy.
Yeah.
They get confused why other people don't call me mom.
Yeah.
And then we had a conversation. I'm like, you're the only two people that are ever going to call me mom. Right? I mean, for now. Like, that you're going to see are going to call me mom. And so, yeah. He's like, let me clarify, don't call him dad.
I'm only going to call you guys mom and dad just to confuse them.
Hi, Abby, and Addie. My name is Jess, and my question is, what tips do you have for raising confident kids? Either things that you do with your kids or things that your parents did with you. I've struggled with my confidence my entire life, and now that I have a daughter, I just really want to make sure I do all that I can to make sure she doesn't feel that way about herself as she grows up. Thank you for any advice you can share. Love the podcast. Bye.
That's a really
so
good
good.
question.
I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions about confidence and thinking like confidence comes when we're good at a lot of things. But I think confidence is built when we're not good at something and then we strengthen that skill. And so like with our kids, like this hasn't been a prevailing thing, but I hear a lot of other kids say it of like, I can't do that, or I don't do it. And I feel like saying like, you can try, we always say you can do hard things. And I think that knowing that, like anticipating failure at times, and then knowing that that's not the end of the line is like literally the root of confidence. And so with our kids, as they're in a perfect stage right now where they're learning so many things for the very first time. They're in skateboarding lessons. And I'm like, I have no expectation other than that you try again. You keep trying again. And they have become very resilient in that, like knowing that like I don't think they expect to like excel immediately because of like how much we talk about. I think it's their natural inclination too. But then also just like naturally talking all the time of like, we're just going to try again, keep trying. And I always reward effort. Like try to always just be like, I can tell you worked so hard on that. Yeah. Or like you really like, you gave that your all. That must have been really hard. You must have wanted to quit and you just kept going. And I think that's probably the thing that helped me growing up a lot too.
Yep. That's really good. I would say this exact same thing. Practically, this happens a lot on the playground, actually. I feel like this is a really easy place to like implement those things. CJ obviously will like try the bigger ladders, and if he gets scared and wants to come down, I'm like, hey buddy, you can come down if like, or I don't actually let him come down, but if he comes on his own, I'm like, hey, we're not leaving the park until you try again. And I'll help you. If you need help, I'll help you. And I'm here to catch you if you fall. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you, but I know that you can do it. And we're not going to leave until you go back and try it again. Because I think it's like letting the fear win at these young ages is important, is like a big thing that helps build their confidence if they can overcome it. And there have been a couple times where like he's overcome something, he has been really scared, and he'll do it slowly, and the whole time I'm like, hey buddy, I'm right here, like you've got it, I'm not gonna let you fall. And I'm not touching him. I'm like, I want him to do it on his own. And when he gets to the top, like you can see the pride on his face, like he's so happy with himself. And it's so cool to see that. And now I feel like he's pretty fearless on the playgrounds and stuff, which is really fun. And then the other one is that, he started to say, like, I can't do it. And I say, hey, you're not allowed to say I can't, because you can. Maybe you can't do it on your own. You can say, I need help. Yeah. Because it's good to ask for help if we need help. But you can do anything. Howard to do hard things. But maybe you just need help. And so, good. Yeah, I'm like, we don't say can't. Mm-mm.
I think a couple things that you said there too that were also really good is like you expressing that you as a parent expressing to your child that you have full confidence in them is huge too, and not like always coming in to just like solve their problems for them, to like make the situation like easier for them. Just like having just full confidence in them is contagious for them as well, I believe. Yeah, I'm below that ladder shaking. I'm terrified he's gonna fall and get hurt, but I know that if he gets to the top, he can do it, Yeah. And like, even if it's a little risky, I'm not gonna tell him that I'm scared. Yeah. I'm gonna be there to catch him if he falls. Yeah, that's so good. I honestly just thought about something, because I am like, maybe I am a hypocrite, because I just remembered there's a really iconic memory I have with my dad in Disney World. When I was like, okay, so I've always been short. It's never been a thing where I was ever tall. So I hit the point where I could go on these roller coasters at an older age than everybody else. But I was still scared. And so I remember when I could go on Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney World. Oh, that's a good one. My dad was like, okay, like, let's go together. He waited so long. We waited in the longest line ever. Get to the very front, and I see it take off. It's so fast, that take off. And I'm like, no. And there's just such a memory of my dad just be like, he encouraged me. He's like, I know you can do it. Like, I know you can do it. I'm like, nope. And then he was like, I was just not going to force you to do it. We got out of line. We left. That whole night, I was just sick to my stomach. Yeah. I was like, I didn't do it. The next day, I don't think we even had passes for that day, but he added an extra day. We went at the park opening. I told my dad, I was like, I just wish I had another chance. And he took me, and we went on it like 4 times in a row. Oh, and so it's a win. Like, I think there's a couple of things in there too, but that was a very confidence building experience for me. But my dad also wasn't like forcing it. So I think, but I knew he had full belief in me. Yes. And I knew that I was safe to like make my own. I think there's also an age thing there too. Yep. Like, he's quite a bit older than my kids are now, but that was a good memory.
I think that's important too, to be able to like walk away and him not like make you feel bad for it.
Yeah, right? Like that didn't break my confidence, because he was like so mad at me for not doing it. Yeah, because he's like, I wasn't gonna make you do something, like, Yeah. He's like, then it wasn't even you like choosing to do something brave. It was you literally being forced to do it. Right. So yeah, I think there's a difference. Like, CJ's not having like a panic attack. You know what I mean? Or like freaking out. I was like, Dad. Yeah. Like, if your kid's obviously panicking, you're not going to make them do something terrifying. If you're confused about what just happened right there, we have a voicemail segment if this is your first episode. And if you want to call in, the number is 602-456-9690. And you can leave any message for us, preferably some type of question. It can be a curious, funny question about us. It can be something more serious. Anything and everything. We love to hear from you guys. Yeah, let's do Always Hungry. What do you got? This is sorry if you don't have a Trader Joe's by you. This is specifically a Trader Joe's recipe. It's extremely simple. You're going to cook up some rice. You're going to dice some chicken. You're going to saute your chicken in the pan, season it with salt, pepper, garlic powder. And then you're going to dump a jar of the Thai yellow curry sauce over it. And just let that simmer. You don't really need to season your chicken, because that sauce is so flavorful. And you'll serve with some broccoli. And that's it. It's so easy. It's really delicious. You got your chicken, your protein, your carb, and your vegetable. And it's ready literally in like 30 minutes. Love that. I've never had their yellow curry sauce. It's really good. It's kind of spicy. It's a little warm, which I do not like spicy stuff. So if I can eat this, you guys will be fine. But it's just warming. It's really flavorful. It's a staple in our house. I have a really good protein shake recipe that I've been making a lot. It's like a dupe for... Or I shouldn't say it's a dupe. It's actually just like a higher protein version of a Shamrock Shake from
Dairy Queen?
No, from McDonald's.
Sorry.
Isn't that where they have Shamrock Shakes?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, it's like a mint cookies and cream, but I really think the key is the Clean Simple Eats mint chocolate protein powder. It's actually so delicious. You open that bag and you just smell it and you're like, that's some good stuff.
With that.
And so I also use the Halo Top protein ice cream and almond milk ice and 2 Oreo Thins, and it is so delicious.
Yum. This is like your late night treat.
Actually, just have it after a workout.
Perfect. Perfect. Ice cream and cookies.
Heck yeah. I feel great about it.
I love it. You guys, thank you so much for listening. If you guys could leave a comment, share the episode, subscribe, follow, download, all the things, we'd really appreciate it. But truly, reviews just make such a difference. Boy Mom Rach said, Mama Comfort Podcast, 5 stars. Thank you for always sharing the hope and the hard. I listened to this in the hospital when I was getting induced last week and welcomed a healthy baby boy. Y'all were along for the ride. Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. Thank you for having us be a part of your like incredibly special moment. We are so thankful for you guys and we appreciate you. And remember, we're always here.